night, the Knicks fell to the Detroit Pistons at home in the Garden, 100-94. The Pistons held on behind Cade Cunningham's 33. In the nightcap, the Denver Nuggets fell to the L.A. Clippers, 105-102 behind Kawhi's 39. In college basketball news, the presumptive number 1 overall pick and John Wooden Award winner Cooper Flagg announced he has decided to enter the NBA draft. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm your old pal AJ. I'll be driving this boat tonight. And alongside me is the real captain, Captain Rob Thompson. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning.
Woohoo! Yeah. Behind the glass, Victor Brown, Slick
Hola,
Vic.
hola.
Orale, Vic.
¿Cómo estás?
No Edwin today, which means no tacos today.
Wow.
We might, though, at
Not
8:30.
What a
12:05.
loser. Edwin shows up when he feels like it. Didn't he take Easter off?
Yeah, he did. Well, there's
Well,
nobody
it was
going to be here.
enforced. I don't think he would have if he.
Dude, give me a
could have,
break.
but-
Are you serious about working here or not?
Right?
You know, you can't show up on one Easter.
Yeah.
Jeez. And then he takes Tuesday off right after that. I mean,
And Wednesday.
oh my gosh, when does he work?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Better
Yeah.
get it together, man. Get it together.
Yeah.
I'm talking smack about him like he's here to listen, but he's probably not. So I'll let it go.
No, he's listening.
You think so?
Yeah.
He should. He should wake up early to listen. That would be
That'd be
the right thing to do.
No, that's the Edwin thing to do.
That's
He
the
would-
right thing to
yeah.
do. Like, make sure you're paying attention. He never pays attention to our show. Yesterday, when he had to give away the
Oh, yeah.
the prize for Better Than Ezra, he was like, "So what band were you guys talking about?" I was like, "Dude, don't you just sit in there listening to the show and doing nothing else?"
I think he's editing sound.
He's watching TV.
I think he is.
He's combing his hair.
That must be it. It's got to be something like that. What a day. What a day. We've got plenty to talk about today. We are now less than 61 hours away, Rob.
Yeah.
The countdown continues.
countdown
less than
clock.
61 hours away.
Is it making you nervous? Are we worried yet?
I'm starting to feel a little whoa.
I wonder who's this for. Was it for like the interns around ESPN? Like
I
you
think
got to have
so.
all the bios ready. If your bios aren't done, here's your countdown clock.
Yeah.
And then they've got the top prospects on the side. Let you know, hey, this is what this guy's done. This is what this guy. I mean, how many prospects do you think they consider?
Let me tell
top
you,
prospects?
1 year for EA Sports, for NCAA, or was it Madden? I had to do the bios for draft, like
Okay.
for a game that they were
For a game-
messing with
So you're talking about you were doing bios for draft picks that
back
aren't
in
real
08.
people.
No, they were real people, but
Oh.
they're just not real names. I mean, we were describing real people.
Oh, okay. And did you have to read them?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It was the bio, kind of like when the players are announced 6'3", 240 pounds,
Oh,
out of
yeah,
Nebraska. Excellent speed. It was, that kind of stuff.
Oh, was that a fun
Hundreds
job?
of them. It had its periods of fun, but the most part, it was being locked in a very small soundproof booth reading things. That was 90% of my job.
And
so
did you move to Florida to do that job?
I did. Well, there was more to it than that. They were trying to grow we were building this international kind of web-based radio thing that was tied into the games. It was really cool, but the economic collapse of 08 kind of killed one program after another until I was done in 12 into 13.
Okay.
It was
But life experience.
Yeah, no, but there's some posterity stuff to it. There's some games with my name in there and some cool things that I did. So no, people hear that and think, but no, it's grunt work. I worked around a bunch of computer programmers. Anybody who's done that
Yeah.
knows it's a weird place to work.
Well, this is a weird place to work, too.
I mean, I was kind of born to
it
it.
is.
I mean, you're known by who your friends are, and if you're one of them, so are you. So no, it's not the fun house that a lot of people thought it was.
Right.
I didn't sit around with a 50-inch TV and play video games all day long.
What a life that would be.
The program.
They only do that at, like, Amazon, I think.
Well, the thing about the
No, like
programming
Google.
is what happens is these
Google,
guys
that's right.
write all this code, and then they have to render it, and the rendering takes hours. So you have to keep those brainiacs occupied. So you worked in this kind of fun house environment.
And what do they do, Rubik's Cubes all the
Oh,
time?
no, man! They would be doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and then we had game rooms just to keep these guys occupied because they would, when a game is about to be done, when it's in beta testing, it's a 24/7 kind of thing, and you got probably, I don't know, 150 programmers, plus you got your gameplay operators that are working with what's been rendered. So you got this crazy environment where guys don't leave the building for a week.
Ew.
I mean, yeah. And these guys work on piecemeal gigs, so they come and finish the game up and disappear to the Bahamas for a
And
year.
they're just gone.
And then they show back up. But we'd have entire breakfast cereal bars and things like that to keep them in the building and relatively sane when games were closing up.
Well, nothing will keep you in-house like a breakfast cereal
Oh,
bar.
I mean, it was more than that. I mean, but yes, it was pretty cool, that kind of stuff, just to keep everybody occupied. But I wondered why they did all that until I realized there's times when these guys they don't ever leave the building.
Yeah.
So you have to feed them.
Well, oh, God. Imagine that. Imagine work.
To
You
feed
just showing
these
up at
animals.
work at, like, if you're working off hours, they just bring food for you. They make sure that you're always fed. If you're working, like,
Yeah.
you know,
And if you're hydrated.
I hear tell in the old time, that's what it was like in this business.
we can't even get
In the olden days.
we can't even get our guy to come refill the Coke Zero machine.
Well, I know,
I know
why.
it's been empty.
I know why.
Well, we don't talk about
He's-
that.
well,
but
Yeah.
No, I think that it's a profit gig. He wants us to be thirsty.
oh,
He lets us,
Yeah.
he leaves it empty for a day or two.
You would think they'd have common sense that the Coke Zero's always gone, but the regular sodas are off
No,
there.
he wants to create the
We're a-
demand.
we're a
he doesn't
Coke
want to
Zero
saturate the
place.
market. See,
Yeah.
what he has become,
And the Diet Coke.
he's not. He's a dealer now.
Yeah.
He's not just
legit
a vendor.
dealer.
He's now a dealer.
well, he
which
might
is,
be
there's a
hoping.
difference.
He might be hoping that eventually they get desperate and drink that full sugar Coke.
Well, no, that's part of it because he's got some old stock, but he knows that he can count on the Coke Zeros always being empty when he comes in. He
Yep.
knows full well he's got some addicts that are fiending for his Coke Zero,
Which is me. And
so he's got to
AJ.
keep you hooked. Notice there's no
Yeah.
alternative in there.
No, I mean, well, there's diet, but
there's
it's
a
not
Diet
the same.
Coke.
No, that's not
Eh,
an alternative.
That's last resort.
But
Yeah.
you know what? Why
It's
don't?
not like he could have gone the Dr. Pepper Zero.
Yeah, why doesn't he put
See,
Dr.
that's what
Pepper
I'm saying.
Zero in
He's
that
a
machine?
dealer now and not a vendor. A vendor would add another line, but he's got to keep you hooked on the Coke.
Vic, you need to call that number on the machine and get Coke Zero and Dr. Pepper Zero in there.
Oh yeah, I will.
Tell him to load it up. Tell him to load it up.
Want a whole 5 rows of it.
Yep.
He's gonna keep you hungry. You got
I
to
did
keep that
bring
demand
Dr.
level
Pepper
up.
Zero from home though.
Dang. Must be nice.
And it's, for only $7, you'd think you'd get what you asked for.
Yeah. Then maybe he's trying to get us to drink that monster, the white monster.
Or
When,
those
when
Red
you push
Bulls.
that
Ugh.
button for how much it says,
Yes.
how much you got.
Yo,
I'm
yeah.
not
Push
drinking.
it, like it says $2.95, and this one says, how much is this one? How much you got?
How much? How much?
No, I asked for
how
how
much
much-
is on your card?
Yeah, how much you got? I didn't.
Oh man. What a night in the playoffs last night. We had some good games.
I hear tell
started
that
too
last
late.
one was good. The first half was interesting. I can tell you that.
It was a damn good game.
Missed the end.
Down to the end. Your guy Kawhi. Oh my.
Did he ever miss a shot? I know he didn't in the first half.
No, he was 15 of 19 from the field. 39 points for Kawhi Leonard last night as the Clippers get a 105-102 win over the Nuggies.
Couple of roadies last night.
Yeah,
couple roadies.
Pistons tried their best to blow it again. Oh my God, I was gonna be so
I was
mad.
gonna gag.
But
Brunson's amazing.
yeah,
I mean, that dude is just ridiculous.
it's so funny because like when
Have you ever, other than Derrick Rose, you ever seen a better small scorer?
I mean, does Iverson count?
No, he does. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd throw him in there. Yeah,
I'd put
Iverson number one. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, he's good.
he does it different than Iverson, but it's just equally
It's like
as
kind of
effective.
surprising that he's as good as he is because I like.
It's that left hand, man. The shot gets up, and you can't imagine how the angles that he shoots from and how it's like playing a dude just a wizard at pool. He sees angles that I don't.
Yeah.
You know,
He's an Efron Reyes.
I don't know what that means.
he's just a regular Efron Reyes, is he?
What does that mean, Vic?
Efron Reyes is a pool champion.
So you got to know
You got to know these
the
things.
lingo.
I don't know
dudes.
about Efron Reyes. I only know about the lady pool players, the
He's
Black
no-
Widow.
He's no what's that?
Oh, yeah,
He's no
yeah.
Minnesota Fats.
No. Oh, he'll
Willie
blow
Moscone.
Yeah.
The Black Widow. That's
Oh,
the one
Black
sport
Widow.
where
Yeah.
the gals are more famous than the guys in that one. They're like Caitlin Clarks, a whole
She's
bunch
always-
of Caitlin Clarks.
Well,
Women's
the
sports.
jokes are just so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But she'd whip my
Corner pocket.
good with a stick.
That's right. That's Efron Reyes. Where's he from, Vic?
He's from the Philippines.
Oh.
Yeah, he's also he's one of those where
Isn't the Black
he
Widow
makes
Asian
those
as well?
songs.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
I think Asian people are really good at pool.
But at least those two are.
Well, no, I think all of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the racial stereotypes that's
Do they
actually
have shorter
true.
tables?
No, but it is funny because you saw that Efron Reyes was like leaning over the table, like he's like
Yeah.
he's not a very big man.
How's your pool game?
Terrible.
Mine is
So
Really?
terrible.
And
Oh
mine should
yeah.
be better.
Yeah, I'm not good. I grew up with one in my house. Yeah,
and
I
I
was
should
still
be. I
bad.
think it's
too.
because I had
Yeah.
one. I just never played, just because well, our pool table turned into the folding the laundry table is what it turned into.
Yeah, I was never good at it. Never good. I wish I was better at it, but it's
I'm
one of
just
those
good
things.
enough to
I
get
can't-
myself
now
into
you
a
can't get
situation where
good.
I'm going to lose money.
You can't get good at it late in life. You have to
No.
be you have
Yeah.
to be in it from the beginning.
Yeah, we had one in our house. Had a what is it? I can't remember the name exactly. Vespucci,
A snooker table?
the pool cue.
Oh,
like-
you had a fancy.
Well, my dad did. It was
What, did it screw together and
Yeah.
have his own little?
yeah, it
case?
has its own little bag. Like
Dang.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was about $100 back then, and that was big money back then in the 70s.
I never was that guy.
Oh, to walk in with a pool cue.
having one, like I said, I mean, I grew
Dude.
up with one, and we had our own cues.
Yeah.
I had my own cue, but I never had one that I traveled with.
I think if you are a person who shows up at the pool hall with your own,
You better be good.
it's like going to the bowling alley and having your own shoes and your own ball.
I get the own shoes stuff. That always weirded me out.
Yeah,
but
listen, you got your own shoes, that's fine, but you
Yeah.
walk in with like
I
your
walk
own
in with
shoes
two of them.
and your own. Oh, you got
I got two.
your own bowling balls.
Yeah.
according to the oil,
Oh
Yeah.
my
did you have a ball?
gosh.
According see those dudes,
Yeah.
you better whoop my ass. Because
Yeah.
if
Oh
I
my
beat you,
gosh.
although the last time I went bowling, I hurt myself. So
I'm a crank bowler, so I have the fingertips with the little
What's a crank bowler? What's that even mean?
the way you
You do the
See, I'm a
spinneroonie?
crank bowler
yeah.
too,
Instead of just letting it go, I crank my arm like that,
Yeah, I
and then
pop
it
it,
gives
too.
it more revs.
but I come
I
from
do
the
that
left
too,
side.
but I don't
I'd
have
rather
a special
I'd
ball.
rather it curve than strike. I want to see it perfect. You know what I mean? If I can get that snap to hit from one edge of the lane all the way to the other edge, I don't care if it strikes or not.
Yeah.
I just want to see that curve. I'm not a good bowler,
I still
but
can't.
if I can snap that thing from one side to the other, that's the best I can do.
I still can't believe so you walk in the bowling alley with two balls?
Yeah. I have a
Well, so do you, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
well,
Different.
unless your wife's with it, not with you.
right.
See, this is a crank throw right there. See that?
Yeah,
see that
I
little
don't-
hand motion?
I do that too, but
I only
Yeah.
use one finger,
that's what I do. I just put
my middle finger, pop,
and then I spin
yeah.
it.
Just that very end little thing. That's a
But see, I'm
Yeah,
a
it took
terrible
me-
bowler, so don't. Man, see the extension. Look at the extension.
and that's a 16-pound ball.
Look at the arc. Look at the thumb placement.
Oh, that's him getting ready.
This
Yeah.
is him doing his
That's
squats.
him getting ready to.
Does your wife bowl, Vic?
Yeah, she does. She's got two balls as well.
Dang.
My wife took bowling in college and subsequently has whipped my ass our entire
Oh
lives.
no.
She took bowling all 4 years in college and has perfect form, uses
I-
like the lightest ball possible.
Oh yeah.
And the pins just barely fall over, but they fall over. She
The-
bowls 200s every time we're out.
the first time my wife beats me at bowling, the last time we'll go bowling. I'll tell you that
Oh.
much right
Oh,
now.
I'm telling you.
I won't have that.
No,
Not in my house. They
Well,
my
You
wife
don't want
wants
to
me
go
in
bowling with my
I-
wife. I'm
Let's go
telling
do
you.
something
We're
else.
never doing this again.
Don't go
Putt
with
putt
her.
golf.
She'll take your money. Now putt golf.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
pretty.
go.
I'm pretty good.
Wax that ass. at
I'm
putt-putt.
good. I own that thing.
Yeah, you ain't beating me at bowling.
Foosball, I'll whip your ass.
Yeah, don't you dare try to put up those bumpers either. Try to knock me off. All right, we'll get into these. We'll get into these basketball games. Like I said, we are less than 61 hours away from the NFL draft. So much to discuss. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We still have this closure on the southwest side on 35, southbound 410 to Fisher Road. Got an accident working. Delays start at Somerset, and they're still forcing traffic onto the frontage road. It's going to set you back about 7-8 minutes. On 35, southbound Olympia Parkway to 1604, that's road work. 2 right lanes are closed. 15-minute delay, stop and go from Schertz Parkway. On 410 Frontage Road, eastbound Austin Highway, get reports of a stall off to the shoulder and a stall at I-10 eastbound Loop 410 right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Timesaver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Luxury is having a choice between Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Craving Boxes. It's luxury because there's no wrong choices. There's just right cravings. So choose your Lux Cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
Listen up, San Antonio. At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can get college credit for the stripes you've earned. Turn your military rank into college credit to save time and money on an online degree. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu/SATX.
Gentlemen, testosterone levels can start dropping in your 30s, leading to low energy, reduced libido, and slower metabolism. Rock's Discount Vitamins is making it easy to take back control. No appointments and no prescriptions. Just head into a Rock's and walk out with a natural solution tailored to you. Our powerful line of natural testosterone boosters can help increase energy, build muscle, rev up your metabolism, and reignite your drive. You'll feel the difference and fast. Visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God in South Texas.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
And Doug. Quickly, Moo. We don't have much time. This Liberty ad is already almost over. We only have a few precious seconds to remind people to customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Okay. Well, I guess we had more time than I thought.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's gonna audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-383-7733. That's 800-383-7733.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're getting closer to draft day. It happens on Thursday, so the Cowboys spoke about it today.
What did Jerry, Steven, and the crew say today? We'll talk about it. Plus, Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk will join us at 5:15.
And more NBA playoff basketball.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yeah. How about Tibbs being a little crybaby? We're not getting enough free throws. Pistons get all the free throws.
There was a disparity. What was it, 10-0 in the first half? I mean, and that's fine. You have to defend without fouling. But they were letting them go. It was a rough and tumble game. And some of the things that the Knicks got road job reffed. They got Steve Javie. There used to be a ref in the NBA game named Steve Javie that if you were a road team, you wanted Javie. He was going to give you some road calls. You got the benefit of the doubt because he knew that Javie would give you the benefit because you were on the road. And
the booze.
And Detroit kind of got the benefit in the first half. I thought they did a good job trying to balance it out late, and I think the totals are pretty close. But I think Tibbs had a point, to be honest with you.
There is something, too, though, the way officiating works, right, in the NBA. The guy who's under the basket on one side of the court ends up being in the backcourt on the other side, right?
They shift, and then every several rounds, depending on the crew, they'll rotate. So they won't always be in the same place all day long. They'll shift.
Oh, okay.
So they during the game.
Because I was going to say, like, it's not crazy to think that one guy is calling fouls and the other guy's not.
See, that's your worst nightmare, and I always called it the alpha ref. You don't want one dude to go, I got this game, fellas.
Yeah.
And I don't look to me. I'm the alpha dude. This is my game. You hate the alpha ref because he's going to be making calls from 35 feet away. And you just don't want that. You want dudes to share the load and to be on the same page. I don't care what page it is. Just be on that page unless you're killing my guys. You know what I mean? As long as I know where to stand. That's all I ask.
Well, and I mean, I go back to the national championship game. Like, just call it the same game all day.
Just let me know where to be, how to stand, where I can put my feet, how quickly I got to be
there.
Tell
the guy
where
what
I can
a foul
reach.
is, what's not.
And offensively, what are you going to allow? How long do they have to be set for picks? Can I have a hip out? The little things that some refs get mad at. Are you going to let me do that today? How long can I be in the paint? how, just the little tiny things that turn into little niggling fouls early that lose games late. Just let me know and stay there.
Tibbs said, I don't understand how on one side you talk about direct line drives, the guy is getting fouled and it's not being called. And look, I don't really give a crap how they call the game as long as it's consistent on both sides. So if Cunningham is driving and there's marginal contact and he's getting to the line, then Jalen deserves to be getting to the line. It's really that simple. But
Brunson gets beat up, man. And part of it is he's a flopper.
Well, first of all, Cade Cunningham shot 12 free throws. Jalen Brunson shot 11.
And that's like I said.
What are we crying about?
In the first half, the Knicks didn't take any free throws. So I think at the end of the day, refs are really good at to keep it close and balance things out. And if things get out of hand early, and I'm sure they went into halftime and they looked at oh, man, the Knicks didn't take a free throw. That's probably not right. We need to pay more attention. So I do think that they do their best to adjust. And they had a good crew last night. I heard them talking about it. They had hundreds of years of experience out on the court. I wasn't mad at the crew. It never got out of control. I just think that they let the Knicks got a little bit of home unfavoritism.
So Brunson is one of these guys who he does get beat on, and I guess him being small makes it more noticeable. But he flies around, and it's like that's not real.
Well, so some of it is his game is predicated on contact. He likes to create the contact and find the crack and get the ball up in weird angles. That's just his game. So when you initiate contact a lot, the refs are not always going to give you that, and even though you were probably fouled on the comeback, you started it, So then it's hard to get those kind of calls for a guy like that, especially when the ball's falling like it was last night, because the refs are going to, if they look and the ball didn't go in that first time, the whistle goes. And then from then on, every time that happens to you, a good ref will call it. Sometimes a good ref won't make that call initially because they want to see if the ball goes in. And it goes in, well, I'm not going to call it. You know what I mean? So there's that nuance to the pro game that is so aggravating if you have money on it, because that is the singular biggest effect on the game is how the refs are going to call it. Is in the playoffs.
They've got more control than anything.
Yeah, and everybody knows it's going to be rougher. We all know it, but we just don't know how much rougher. So, and that's the variable from the regular season to the playoffs is you just don't know where that level's going to go, and you can overdo it and underdo it, and the refs have so much control over it too.
Well, the Knicks, apparently in their pregame media notes, they put a breakdown of the officials and how many fouls they call per game and things like that, which is
and what fouls they like to call and where they like to call them. Yeah,
which I don't know if the Spurs do that.
Every team does it. Even
Rockets
college
don't do that.
Oh, I guarantee you they do. If they don't, you think Morey wasn't doing that?
Well, I'm not saying they weren't tracking it, but they weren't putting those notes in the media packets.
Oh, not in the media packet.
Yeah,
no.
I
hear what you're saying.
No, the Knicks are basically saying, "Hey, you guys, this is what we're talking about," to their media, which is
that's stupid.
I know everybody tracks it, but to make it available to the media, that's that's surprising.
It's funny.
It is.
I mean, it's because I get the sense it proves what everybody already knows.
Yeah.
If you follow the game, you get used to the refs. You're like, oh, here comes this cat. You're not going to be able to go right tonight, brother. He's not going to let you do it.
Yeah. When you got one of those guys, and I mean, listen, small guards, that's kind of what you get. Those guys get beat up, and I mean,
you can't. And big
Brown
guys
used to
get
bitch
hacked.
about Iverson getting whacked around, and it's the gift and the curse because either you're too small and you get tossed around, or you're too big and they don't care and they're not going to call it for you.
Big guys get hacked and quick guards get hacked. They just get beat up. And the higher level you go, the more beating they take. It's just part of the game, man. That's why the superstars are truly amazing.
All right. We've got some Gunslingers tickets we're going to give away later on. We've got some Fiesta medals to give away as well. We'll do that later on in the show, so stick around for that. We'll continue this conversation. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We still have this closure on the southwest side on 35, southbound 410 to Fisher Road. Got an accident working. Delays start at Somerset, and they're still forcing traffic onto the frontage road. It's going to set you back about 7-8 minutes. On 35, southbound Olympia Parkway to 1604, that's road work. 2 right lanes are closed. 15-minute delay, stop and go from Schertz Parkway. On 410 Frontage Road, eastbound Austin Highway, get reports of a stall off to the shoulder and a stall at I-10 eastbound Loop 410 right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Timesaver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rocket. Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com, a single seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, even refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things home ownership. Rocket, own the dream.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Join us for San Antonio's premier Fiesta event, Taste of the Northside, presented by H-E-B, Thursday, May 1st at 6. Experience gourmet food and wine tastings, sip on elevated spirits and cold brews, and enjoy live entertainment at our new location, The Rock at La Cantera. All proceeds benefit Brighton Center, serving children with disabilities and developmental delays in San Antonio. Limited all-inclusive tickets are $300 in advance and can be purchased at tasteofthenorthside.org. Viva Fiesta!
What's the best way to refresh your spring wardrobe? Easy. Just come into Macy's and meet with one of our free personal stylists. They're experts who know more than just the latest trends and styles. They know how to find the looks, fits, and sizes that are perfect for you. Even better, get an extra 20% off purchases at your first session. So book your free appointment in-store or at Macys.com/personal stylist and walk out with a whole new spring wardrobe at 20% off. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job, and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Let's go!
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dun, dun, dun. Holy diver. Yeah. Holy diver. What's this guy's next biggest hit?
This is it. Hey, well, I mean, all the Sabbath songs. I mean, he had
Rainbow in the Dark?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then
that was
Sabbath.
my favorite.
Yeah, I meant non-Sabbathy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
This will be it.
And this was about 83.
Let's see.
It couldn't have been much later than that.
5th grade. Yeah, that's right.
How about Nico Harrison?
Dude. That was the most awkward, pathetic, sad. I don't even know how to define what I witnessed from Mr. Nico Harrison. There's no. My daddy always said it is better to be thought a fool than speak and prove it.
I mean,
The man's an idiot.
It's one of the craziest things.
It's like he was like a 6-year-old kid trying to explain what he did wrong.
Oh, let me see if I can. I know we have some sound from.
See, what happened. First of all, Luka's popular. No one told me Luka's popular.
Okay, here's Nico Harrison. He spoke to the media yesterday about this. This might go down as one of the craziest quotes ever from a professional sports GM.
Yeah, good question. I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level, but really the way we looked at it is, if you're putting a team on the floor that's Kyrie, Clay, PJ, Anthony Davis, and Lively, we feel that's a championship caliber team, and we would have been winning at a high level, and that would have quieted some of the outrage. And so unfortunately we weren't able to do that, so it just continued to, go on and on.
I knew that Luka was important to the fan base. I just didn't know he was that important.
I knew it was going to be bad. I just didn't know it was going to be bad.
Oh, what?
And what he also failed to mention was you had a championship team. You had a team in the finals. I don't know what. Okay, so you named a bunch of other dudes without your big dude, and they would have gotten you back to the minimum of what you already had.
We really thought that this team that had a guy carry us last year to the finals, the guy that was the best player on our team last year when we went to the finals, we thought if we switched him out, then we'd have a championship roster.
A better team with some lesser names. Okay, boss.
He was, I think Nico was, it was the Sean McVay thing, like where McVay got to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff and then, traded him away. I think maybe Nico Harrison thought that Luka was Jared Goff. If it weren't for that Luka, we would have won it.
I don't understand. And then he tried to let us believe that the ownership had no idea that this was all on him. Is that kind of
that can't be? I mean, that's because he'd be fired right now.
I can't imagine. This whole thing, it just reeks. Do you think he was that naive?
No. I think that's trying to cover up. Like, yeah, maybe he didn't realize how big the blowback would be, but he should have. Here's Nico again at the presser yesterday.
Why shouldn't you be fired?
Oh, good question.
Well, one, I think I've done a really good job here, and I don't think I can be judged by the injuries this year. You have to judge from totality, from beginning to end. And so I think I have a really good working relationship with Patrick. I think you add in Rick, the leadership that we have is really elite. And you'll see next year when our team comes back, we're going to be competing for a championship.
No, you're not, friend.
The thing is, you were competing for a championship.
You were knocking on the door.
You were there. I don't get.
And now you missed the playoffs. It feels like that it was a bit of a misstep.
Man, this is just absolutely. And I guess the guy that was behind the Vikings trade probably sounded a lot like this. I mean, you could. If this would have worked and that would have worked and this would have worked, everybody would have been happy. But guess what? None of it worked. Not at all. It wasn't even close.
It's also wild that there are people like, why shouldn't you be fired? That's a question at a press conference to a GM, and he's like,
I know, like, that's Claymore.
Anybody else thought?
I think I've done a good job.
No, you haven't.
And you'll see next year. I'll show you.
I'll show you. Have you seen a picture of my kids?
I've got a family,
I got
friend.
a family.
You want me fired? I've got a family.
I'll call your boss and ask if you should be fired or why you shouldn't be.
What a mess. What a mess.
See, that's in those situations is right before that presser. He needs to go watch some video of Jerry.
And I will say this. He
just
keeps
start
saying
using nonsense words. Just go, Jiminy Crickets, I'm lowering their speeder underneath. Just keep going, man. Just
make it sound like
people
it,
go,
please.
I think he's upset. I can't really tell.
But he keeps saying, like, I've got no regrets. This was the best move for our organization. Like, that's the part where I'm like, I'm waiting for you to change that. I'm waiting for you to stop saying those words.
Yeah.
Don't say those words. No regrets.
Would you feel better if he came out and
yes.
said, whoops?
Like, man,
wow, blew that one up.
I really screwed this up.
Screwed
man.
the pooch.
I'll never do that again.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back to work, and I promise to never trade anyone of Luca's stature or better ever again.
Ever.
Are we
ever.
buddies? Is it even? I'll buy everybody here some a coffee.
I don't think that's going to get the job
good?
done.
Everybody good? Because I blew that one. I'll admit it. Woo, that's a bad one.
But yeah, we feel like, if we would have put a run together, the fans would forget about Luka. They'd move on, but
I knew it was going to be bad. I just didn't know it was going to be bad.
And so unfortunately we sucked. So we weren't able to do that. So this is my favorite part. It just continued to go on and on.
And on.
It continued to go on and on.
Wow.
Yeah. The nightmare never ends after you trade Luka, apparently. The nightmare never ends. And then Luka knows, too. Luka does the best thing ever. And they're like, did you ever want to leave Dallas? No. I love Dallas. I wanted to be in Dallas forever. I wanted to be a Maverick for my whole career. And the Mavericks fan reads that, and their face just starts to get red, and they steam up. And then it's like, honestly, this guy the best thing for him to do would just be to resign and
oh yes,
go
crawl under a rock.
Really, and you might never get another job again, and that's okay. Just go into hiding, and you've made enough money, you can live on. Now you can't live a luxurious life. Just buy a simple 2-bedroom home. Drive a Toyota Corolla. Just stay out of the limelight.
Like you're Donnie Brasco, man.
Yes,
you're underground.
Yeah, get a job managing a Cinnabon,
something like that. Just go underneath. That's right. Go underneath, man. Grow a mustache.
Don't do that. You're gonna
put on
fire
an
your
apron,
best manager.
and don't answer the phone in a normal voice ever again.
All right, guys. If you are tired of wearing glasses, if you are tired of wearing contacts, you are not alone. And Manrique Custom Vision, they know that is an issue, and they're trying to help you out on that front. And they do it with blade-free, pain-free LASIK, totally safe, totally comfortable, and it will give you the best possible vision without glasses or contacts. If you're tired of searching around for your glasses, or you're tired of sticking your finger into your own eye every day, who wants to do that? Why do it when there's a better option out there? Dr. Manrique has over 25 years of experience. He's done over 72,000 laser vision corrections. That's crazy. And if you're worried about the money, they offer 36 months interest-free financing. Guys, give them a call today. See how your life can improve by not having to deal with glasses or contacts every day. 210-354-2020. Come see the Manrique difference for yourself. That's 210-354-2020 for Manrique Custom Vision.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Mother's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for moms and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Folks, right now is the ideal time to get ready for the summer season with the Quarter Moon AC $58.99 preseason special. It's a real home run. You'll have your AC ready before the summer heat hits. We'll inspect your AC's indoor and outdoor coils, filters, temperature levels, and make sure you're ready for the summer heat. All just for $58.99. So when your AC is warming up, Quarter Moon comes in like a heavy hitter.
Hey, batter, I'm gonna give it some heat.
651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates. Divorce is tough, but it's up to you to take control and avoid your spouse from dictating the terms. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about securing your assets, safeguarding what you've worked hard for, and avoiding unnecessary losses. Visit TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
It's playoff time in basketball, and to make games more exciting, make sure you download the Underdog app, one of the leading sports apps out there. And Underdog just became one of the best places to make picks during the playoffs with their extender promo. With the extender, you can play your way to increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. Start a playoff series by using your Game 1 boost and continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one, whether your entry wins or loses. The longer the series, the bigger the boost. So download the Underdog app, sign up with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
$60 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We're almost there, guys.
Almost.
Think twice.
That's to the NFL draft, by the way, in case you don't know the
Oh,
countdown.
no. I thought that was for something else.
No, that's not till the end of Betty Davis eyes.
Who's that? Kim Carnes? Is that?
Yeah.
Or Rod Stewart? Which
Kim
one?
Carnes.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds like Rod Stewart to me.
They sound the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one in, you ever seen them in the same place?
They almost look
Same time?
That's a good point. Betty Davis had gigantic eyes.
Evidently.
She
Yeah,
did.
She did.
Betty Davis eyes. What's her? What is it? Is there a famous movie of Betty Davis?
I think she was known for her legs, right?
Well, I mean,
Did she have gams?
I'm sure,
Oh, I
but
don't
she was in a
remember.
movie. Well, I think
think
now
she
she's
made a bunch
most
of
known
movies.
for her eyes.
Well, that's just Kim Carnes telling us that.
But
Yeah.
I don't know any. I know she was an actress, but I don't know like if there's something she's like particularly famous for.
That would be, let's see here, Whales of August, Murder with Mirrors, Right of Way. She did.
I've never heard of any of those
I've
movies.
Never heard of any of these either. The most recent ones; those were done in the '80s.
Oh, well, didn't she
her
die
earlier-
in the '80s?
Yeah, her earlier ones. I guess. Let's see what we got here. Lots and lots of movies. The Star looks like one. The Anniversary, The Nanny, Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte. I've heard of that one.
Do you ever watch those old ass movies?
No.
I don't either. Like, part of me like thinks I should watch like Gone with the Wind or something like that.
I watched those.
I
I've
watched
never
Midway.
seen it. I've never
I like
seen
Midway, the old one.
I've never
Midway's
seen
good.
Gone with
Yeah.
the Wind.
Like I'll watch like the bogey movies, Maltese Falcon.
You've seen that?
Oh, yeah.
I want to watch that, but I'm always like,
What's
I'm gonna be
what's
bored.
the Franklin?
Which one?
We'll Always Have Paris.
Casablanca.
Casablanca. Have you seen that one?
Uh-uh.
Oh man. So no, those are actually good. Casablanca
What about
is excellent.
What about Ben-Hur?
Oh,
Long.
yeah.
It's
I like
long.
Ben-Hur.
Never seen it.
Well, you know,
I like
Ben-Hur
Ben-Hur.
was
That's a good
great
one.
in its time for its graphics. You
I-
know,
I-
it was the
yeah.
chariot race, but now
It probably look like crap now.
it does. That's the problem.
That's my problem. I have a hard time with that. Like,
They need to remake that.
They have, I believe.
I just yeah, I don't know why, but like I always think like, oh, these and that's the other thing is like when people talk about how like these are the greatest movies ever made, I'm like, okay, sure. And then
I think a lot of us are turned off because there's no cussing or nudity.
I mean, probably, but it's also we've come so far in the way of making movies. These are the same
Have
people
we?
that think like I don't know, like that some big slow white guy that like your grandpa saying this big slow white guy George Mikan is the
Well,
best NBA player of all time.
But there's only
You know
seven.
what I mean?
Well, there's this, what's the thing? There's only 7 stories that have ever been told, and it's just how to tell them. So we're retelling things that were told then. I'm not trying to defend them. I don't think it's any better or worse. I just think our expectations are different. We like escapist movies where they're not quite like that before. They're a little bit slower paced. I think we like things a little different. But I don't like the greats are great. Like Casablanca's a great movie. You will watch it and the African Queen, a great movie. But those are bogey films, so maybe I'm just kind of. And there's some old John Wayne movies that I'll always fall back on. Ever watch She Wore a Yellow Ribbon?
Yeah,
Dude, that's a movie. You'll watch that from beginning to end. That's cowboys, Indians. We got.
Nah, you got to watch The
shooting
Good,
and
the Bad, the
riding.
Ugly, Two Mules for
Yeah,
Sister
then you got
Sarah.
got all the
Spaghetti-
Clint Eastwood movies.
but when's the last
Spaghetti
time?
Western.
When's the last time you tried to watch a porno from the '80s?
Every day, baby.
Every day.
My life. I am a porno from the 80s.
I do have a VHS player.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. If you have a spicy side, Taco Bell now has a menu to match. Taco Bell's new caliente sauce made with red jalapenos is the spicy side of Cantina Chicken. Try it today, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. Your San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for the Viva Fiesta Viva Brahmas home opener this Sunday, April 27th at 2 p.m. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Get your tickets today at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com for tickets. Our town, our team, our herd.
Guys over 40, tired of feeling tired? Testosterone therapy by Synergenics is the answer. This April, the consultation is free. Treatment covered by most major insurance. Don't wait for online meds. Walk into their clinic, see a provider, feel great today. Book now at fixmylowt.com.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District understands that keeping your child safe is your top priority. Vaccines are safe and can help your child's immune system fight harmful germs. They protect against serious diseases and can even save lives. Because when it comes to your child's health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. Learn more at sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Out here, you'll find a community of hardworking creators with loyal followers, along with proud moments worth sharing. And farm to table, well, that's just supper. And whether it's a raised garden bed, acres of land, or something for your animals, we've got all the supplies and are happy to share a little know-how.
Welcome to Tractor Supply. Into life out here.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-383-7733. That's 800-383-7733.
Paid for by Wesley Financial.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Oh, wow, honey, I love it. It's so beautiful and so sparkly.
Just like you, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day.
I'll wear it every day. It goes with everything.
This Mother's Day, wow Mom with spirit-lifting, outfit-making, express your love jewelry. Shop jtv.com/mom for wow-worthy and budget-friendly styles.
I'm never taking it off.
Another wow factor? Sign up for JTV Text and get $30 off. If she loves jewelry, she'll love JTV.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got a new trouble spot on Highway 90 eastbound at 1604, far west side of town. This wreck has been moved off a main lane off to the shoulder. It's still causing about a 15-minute delay, slow from 211. On 35 southbound Olympia Parkway to 1604, that's road work. 2 right lanes closed. It's about a 20-minute commute. Stop and go from Schertz Parkway. On 35 southbound, that connector to get onto westbound 1604, road work is blocking the ramp. Just cleared the wreck at 35 southbound 410 over to Fisher Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Timesaver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA playoffs last night, the Knicks fell to the Detroit Pistons at home in the Garden, 194. The Pistons held on behind Cade Cunningham's 33. In the nightcap, the Denver Nuggets fell to the LA Clippers, 105-102 behind Kawhi's 39. In college basketball news, the presumptive number 1 overall pick and John Wooden Award winner Cooper Flagg announced he has decided to enter the NBA draft. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
7:01 on the Morning Huddle. Right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Welcome in. We hinted at some of the games that happened last night. We hinted at the Knicks crying about losing. But they rallied. They came on strong and tried their damnedest to get the job done late. The Pistons, I was starting to think maybe they're cursed. That was do you know when the last time the Pistons won a playoff game before yesterday?
Oh, it had been 20 years, I think.
17 years.
17 years, yeah.
17 years. Now, the Pistons tried to do I think from now on in this series, I'm just going to bet the Pistons in the first half because it seems like they've got a hard time closing out games.
I don't know how much of it was them and how much of it was New York and just getting the vibe and being at home. They've played 8 quarters of basketball, and 6 of them are stellar.
And in the fourth quarter in both games.
The first one was an utter collapse. Gag.
Yeah.
Last night it wasn't a gag because Cade became an all-star last night. He learned how to react to the triple team playoff thing that he had never seen the first night, and he overcame that. His first night was confusion. They were going to force him to the paint. They were going to attack him the moment he got there and force him to deal. He learned from that and was a much better player in game 2. They desperately need shooting around him. Yeah. Desperately need. But they overcame it last night with some timely open shot making, but they don't have a shooter on that team. Beasley's a hell of a player, but not a shooter. He's a scorer. There's a difference. They need shooters. They need stand still, Cade kicking to you, take the shot fast kind of dudes. Not expensive dudes. You can find the Spurs need that kind of dude too. But this Detroit team, if they had that guy, holy cow. Cade Cunningham became an all-star last night. That was an A-level performance. It's not quite – he hasn't become that yet, but I get the sense he's going to get that momentum that Anthony Edwards got last year, where welcome to the NBA and the world, Cade Cunningham, because he was an all-star in every facet of the game last night. Just spectacular game. And he held it together at the end, which was the most important part of the game.
Yeah, while that they had not won a playoff game since Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, like that crew. And before last night, they've been to the playoffs a couple times, and the last 3 times they've been the 3 times since the 2007-8 season that they've been to the playoffs, they got swept in the first round 4-0.
Yeah.
So to get that win was a big deal for them. Maybe give them a little confidence. I don't know.
They've got, I'll tell you what, that combo, Cunningham and Duran, that's something for a long time. If they stay together, that's something to build around.
Yeah.
They're solid.
Let's see. Cade Cunningham was the last time the Pistons won a playoff game. Cade Cunningham was 6 years old. So just
running around,
just kind of putting it into perspective. 6 years old, Cade Cunningham, no big deal. No big deal. He probably remembers it like it was yesterday.
Well, name a player of any significance before Cade and after Chauncey that played at Detroit.
I mean, yeah. That's a good point. Like it's been a bunch of misfits, basically.
Yeah. It's just there's been no there.
No, you're right. Like when you really think about it that way, it's they've not put even competitive teams. I'm trying to think of who were like the guys.
I'm just trying to rack my brain, trying to figure out what would have given me any reason to remember Detroit after 2008, and I can't.
I mean, I guess KCP was there for a while.
All right.
Andre Drummond was like that. That was a big draft.
That's
pick
right.
for
Drummond
them.
was their man for the last 8 years or so. His double machine.
And they were stuck with Tobias Harris for a long time. It's like it's been a bad run there, man. It really has been. So, well, good for the Pistons to get that done.
And I think as we Spurs fans go into the season and possible names are listed as Spurs coaches, and the name Monty Williams will be, immediately drop that name from your list. This is the team that Monty was fired from after a month. That paid him all that money to come from Phoenix, and they ran his ass out as fast as possible.
Why do you think that was?
I don't know. And think about what happened in Phoenix prior to that. I'm just saying. I don't know
think
what's
that's
up with
a Phoenix
Monty.
issue or a Monty issue?
I thought it was a Phoenix issue. Remember, he jumped with all that money and went up to Detroit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I know that he's a good man. I have no ill will toward this guy. But when you look at what they ran him off from, and this team is the same, I don't know.
No, it's a good point. It is a good point. In the other game, the Clippers got the job done against the Nuggets. They have played arguably the 2 best games in the playoffs, these 2 teams so far. I mean,
yes, there's no doubt.
We've had 10 games, and the 2 best have been the 2 between the Clippers and the Nuggets. We don't have to worry about the most competitive 4-0 sweep in history, so that's a good thing. This was the Kawhi show. We are seeing, and I know people around here don't like talking about it, we are seeing vintage Kawhi Leonard right now. And man, it's remarkable how good this guy can be when he is healthy and right.
He's got such a strong dribble presence. He has the ball on a string, and he's so strong that he gets any shot he wants. Any shot he wants. He doesn't have much elevation, so when he's dialed in, the shots are perfect because when he doesn't have the elevation, his shots have to be perfect, and he tends to shoot a lower percentage when he gets tired. But last night was the Kawhi that everybody knew was
that's championship Kawhi.
It was,
and I honestly. I never thought
seeing it.
I never thought we'd see this version of Kawhi again.
I didn't either, and I'd like to see him do it again, but I hate seeing spectacular Kawhi, and last night was spectacular.
This version of Kawhi, and again, who knows how long you'll get it for, but what it's been like the last couple of months. This is like top 5 player in the league type of Kawhi Leonard. This is like if he had a full season of this, we would be talking about him as an MVP candidate, Kawhi Leonard. And to do it last night, 15 of 19 from the field that's a cartoon. That's a made up number.
And they were double team shots. He didn't take an open shot.
There was nothing
night.
open.
So it was all just phenomenal basketball play. I mean, that's what great players do when given the opportunity. And he took advantage against a team that felt kind of like they deserved it. I think Denver was just kind of waiting for Kawhi to cool off and we'll go ahead and win the game, and it just never happened.
I think the biggest issue was the turnovers. And 20 turnovers for the Nuggets.
I'm trying to figure out. Now, in the pregame, I heard some talk about Michael Porter Jr.'s engagement. Have you heard any of this? Where,
No.
And then when I saw Kawhi going off, that would be a guard for him. He might be one of the dudes that's tasked with guarding Kawhi. I don't know what the missing link is with Denver, and if it is the engagement from Porter. He I saw him hit a three. He opened the game in the first game.
When you say engagement, are you talking about like he's going to get married, or
No,
he's
not engaged in the game. He seems to be kind of separated from the play, lackluster, not involved.
Okay. That's what I thought you meant, but I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something in his
I'm
personal
sorry.
life?
But I said engagement because that was the term that was used. They even asked Luka post game one about it, and the term engagement was used. And, he didn't flat out say, if you don't want to be here, don't be here, but it appears that Denver's got some issues. And I think it goes back to the coach getting fired. Michael Porter either loves or hates the situation he's in right now, but he was post-game was blaming a knee brace that he's trying to break in. I don't know what's happening, but I think Denver's fighting two games, one on the court and one in the locker room right now.
Yeah. Maybe that's the case.
And for them to be successful, Porter has to play a role. I mean, there's a reason why they paid him. There's a reason why they're desperate to have him out there, because he is the floor spacer on this team. He's the guy that spreads the court, that you have to send a big toward, that opens the lane for Joker to deal. So he has to be the guy, or at least a threat, and it appears that that's one of the problems that they're going to have to carry back to the Clippers land.
Well, and one of the problems they're going to have to carry is, like, you can't let Kawhi do this again.
Well, you know what?
Someone's
I don't know how
to,
you
roll
stop
into
that.
his leg or something.
Yeah, that's it. We're to the level when Kawhi's doing that, you just got to hope he cools off or match him on the other side. Your offense is going to have to get better, and that's going to start with your transition turnovers. And if you're turning the ball over 20 times, you're going to lose. I don't care what Kawhi's doing.
No doubt. And Joker, it's funny. He had a triple-double, and I was like, man, watching the game, I was like, I don't feel like he played that great of a game because he had 7 turnovers. I mean, he's still he had a triple-double. He's not the reason they lost, but 7 turnovers is a pretty ugly number.
You don't want to say it's the reason they lost, but it's the reason they lost.
It kind of is.
Joker, you can't have 7 assists. That if it comes to that, I'd rather you have 5 more missed shots than 7 turnovers.
Yeah.
So that is on him. You're the star. You have to be the star. But part of that is if your offensive threat, your three-point guy who's supposed to be waiting for the kick to spread things out for you isn't engaged again, then that might be one of the reasons for the turnovers.
And it's funny, Porter played 33 minutes.
How many shots he get up?
He took 11 shots.
See, that's engagement to me.
But he played the least amount of minutes of the starters.
Well, he might have been getting worn out by Kawhi. They might have needed some
that could be
movement
too.
down there.
Yeah, but I mean, God, yeah, I don't know who. What do you do? Who do you throw at him?
You can't match strength. He will knock you into the second row if you're trying to strength up and body him out of the lane. So you got to go height, and Porter's the kind of the guy that can stay off him just enough to let him get a dribble and step toward him to maybe get the dribble stopped and maybe still go up and contest the jump shot. But if he can't move laterally, he's a victim to Kawhi.
What a win for the Clippers, who needed it. Again, it felt like they should have taken the first. And you know what? I think the Nuggets should feel really lucky right now. They're not down 2-0.
Yes, they should feel lucky.
Because they could have lost both home games and just been rolled over and dead. But like you said, from the beginning, they've kind of got a built-in excuse already. They
certainly felt like it last night.
Canned their coach, and now wouldn't be surprised to see him roll over. All right, I got to tell you about Carbach Brewing. If you are out and about, you're looking for a place to watch the games, and they don't have Carbach, you better find yourself a damn new place to watch the games. I can tell you that, because they're all over San Antonio, man. They've made a concerted effort to get their beer all over our fair city, and they've done a damn good job of doing that. So whether it's the Hopadillo, which is their flagship IPA, that's the super bitter, super hop forward IPA, which, by the way, you can now get Hopadillo Imperial Hopadillo, the double IPA, that even more hop flavor in your face, and 9.8% ABV on top of that. But if you're not into that, they've got the Love Street, which is their best seller. That's their Cold-style blonde, really easy drinker. My favorite, though, is the Crawford Bock, Ziegenbach, too. Just smooth, everyday drinkers. Love those beers. Again, something for everybody in the lineup. And like I said, of course they're in the grocery stores. Of course they're in the liquor stores. But they are in a ton of bars and a ton of restaurants in San Antonio. So when you're out and about, you're watching these games, go ahead and ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Listen up, Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. So let's do it again and get vaccinated. We're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults under 50. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com to schedule. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-383-7733. That's 800-383-7733.
Paid for by Wesley Financial. Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
My wife's maiden name is Ween. So all 3 of her sisters, they were all Wiener growing up. That was always their nickname.
Did everybody call her Wiener?
Everybody. Think about what her dad, Bob Ween, went through.
That's hilarious.
Just glad his name wasn't Richard.
Yeah.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
20-inch blades on the Impala. Holla, getting late tonight. Swish a roll tight. Oh, man. Don't get me started, Vic.
I know.
It's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
Better way, yeah. Oh. Moves us to tonight, where we've got 3 games on the docket. The Bucks-Pacers resume their series. The Pacers mollywopped the Bucks in game 1. I kind of expected more fight out of the Bucks than I saw, but it really was
it wasn't Giannis's
a one-man
fault.
show. Yeah.
It was everything else. I just think I was wrong there. He's not going to be enough. Dame Lillard might get back, but it
We'll
appears
see.
that the Pacers and Rick Carlisle were rounding into form, because that looks like the team that can, they're not going to go too far, but they can certainly win this series and maybe the next one.
I just think they have such a coaching edge in this thing too. I mean,
and manpower too. I mean,
yeah, not at the top. Obviously, the Bucks have the best player, but
Halliburton looked good.
Yeah.
I think that the kid from Arizona is
Matherin.
Matherin is finding his depth, and certainly Miles Turner is making his appearance worthwhile. So, and like you said, Carlisle's a hell of a coach. So,
the Thunder and the Grizzlies, game 2 tonight. Will they stay within 50? I don't know. The point spread is 14.5. If the Grizzlies lose by more than 15 points, they might as well not even take this series on the road.
You know, that was such a thorough destruction. I just don't know which way you turn.
It feels like you either – I mean, I could see the Grizzlies saying, okay, hey, we're better than this. We've got to show some fight, and coming out and, like, just throwing everything into this game.
Yeah,
but
I can too.
That could have been so demeaning and demoralizing that they just roll over for the rest of this series and say, we can't beat these guys.
Like, you know, the built-in excuse thing. Ja was never really going to be enough anyway, but their weaknesses have been so gravely exposed by a team that is just constant. It just keeps coming. It doesn't matter who's on the court. It doesn't matter how you're doing. They're going to do their thing. You just got to keep up. And if you can't keep up, they just never slowed down. It wasn't like they were piling on Memphis. They just kept playing. It was third-string dudes doing what first-stringers were doing. It was one of the most disheartening beatings I've ever seen in a playoff game. Nothing worked.
I don't know how you come back from that.
You know, Ja's going to have to be the man. I mean, there's really only one way out of this, and it's through him, with him, all about him. And he might be able to pull one game. 4 of them? No.
I don't see how they do it either. I was looking back at that game because I didn't watch the entirety of the game when it was live. But it's funny because there was a run where, you know, OKC went on there was like a 4-minute stretch where they didn't score a point.
It didn't matter.
And they still won by 51 points.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
I mean, it's what just a complete destruction. And I don't think there's any answer for the Grizzlies. I really don't. And it wasn't, and that's the other thing. I don't know that the Thunder played their best. Like, I don't think they played their best game, particularly on offense. I don't think they played their best game.
No, those kind of games aren't good for anybody. Oklahoma City didn't walk off the court a better team.
No.
I mean, they walked off the court destroying a limping team. But, you know, that practice was hard the next day. I mean, the game was way too easy as they head into this. So, no one likes to beat somebody by 54.
They won by 51 points, and Aaron Wiggins was their leading scorer. You're dead if you're Memphis. Like
Well, they're prideful men. They're going to go home to Memphis and try to get one. There'll be a gentleman's sweep, but
I don't think they're going to get one.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're prideful. They're going to it's not going to go 4-0 without at 40 a night. The 14 is probably a more likely thing. They can't be that bad again. But there's just no coming back from it. They're expectant. They're going to die. Oklahoma City's just got to get out of this healthy. Just get out cleanly as fast as possible, healthy.
Well, the big question then tonight, the series that I think has the most intrigue already because the favorite has lost one is the Timberwolves and Lakers. And we heard the Lakers talk about being surprised at the physicality of the Timberwolves. I'm not sure that the Timberwolves aren't just better than the Lakers. You talk about manpower. The Lakers, the depth eventually was going to come back and bite this team. You can't just have three stars or two stars, one quality NBA player, and then a bunch of scrubs, and expect to go too far. And this is a team in Minnesota that was knocking on the door of this last year.
Yeah. Do you really believe that they're a better team? I think that Minnesota, on paper, probably should win this thing. I just feel like the Lakers, LeBron and Luka are, even if everything collapses, are worth 2 wins. Now, if they can find another 2 in there, which I feel like they can, because I don't think Julius Randle can do this is going to be that consistent. I expect Anthony Edwards to play a role. And what's the young kid, Jaden
McDaniels.
Jaden McDaniels to play a role. But I think that,
he was so good in game 1.
Just like the Warriors just know how to win playoff games, the Lakers do too. And I still like the Lakers in this series. I still think that it's theirs. But if they don't win tonight, I don't.
Well, you lose both your home games.
Yeah, I think that's such an obvious statement. But even if it's close, they don't have enough to come back from that kind of depth. But this team should beat the Timberwolves.
When you really look at it, I mean, the Timberwolves were 1 game behind the Lakers in the standings this year. I mean, they won 1 fewer games than the Lakers. And game 1, Anthony Edwards was kind of bad, and they still beat the Lakers. And not only beat them by 20-something points on their floor.
Yeah, it wasn't. I can't imagine seeing that kind of performance again. And you have to factor in he's a rookie coach, and I should be treating him as such. But I thought Redick had him kind of playing above his depth. I thought their defense would be a lot better. They got victimized there. There's a lot of reasons to jump on the Timberwolves other than this is Luka and LeBron. I mean, I'm talking about these 2 dudes could give you 60 tonight.
They could. I mean, they gave you 56 the first night.
And it wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough. So that's what I'm saying. At some point, it's like we can talk about these 2 guys.
So
but
if this does collapse like this, is there any shine taken off of Pelinka and Luka, and maybe we start looking at, or is it just too soon to judge this Luka trade?
You know what's going to come of this if the Lakers lose.
Well, LeBron's going to carry on.
This is going to be another indictment on LeBron, and LeBron's a loser, and blah blah blah. That's what the narrative will be. Is that LeBron's washed, and he's which is unfortunate for him because he's had such a great season.
I'm just not ready to write him off yet. I just think that was a rough one to get started, and I think that they just kind of
okay.
But if they go down again like that, I just don't expect to see their defense to be that bad. I don't expect, and I think the better that Anthony Edwards does, the better off the Lakers would be too, because at least they're getting it from expected places.
Right.
There's something about letting a star be a star and then beating everybody else that kind of helps things. I don't know what to make of the grade here. I just feel like I like the Lakers tonight, and I still will take them in the series.
Okay. You might want to not let Naz Reid go 6 of 9 from 3.
And that's the when you look at what the Lakers are in the donut, and you expect to get beat by the 5, just not out there.
Yeah.
That's one of those things you feel like maybe you can fix.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see. I think this is the most. Of course, it's the game that's on the latest tonight. They keep doing this. I need. We got to stop these time zones.
Therein lies the rub.
We got to get rid of time zones. Everybody's talking about getting rid of daylight savings time. I want to recommend we get rid of time zones.
Well, baseball you're allowed to play at noon. Why can't basketball?
Yeah, let's do it.
The playoff game.
Have a day game. Let's have a day game.
Yeah, we can do it during the week.
I'm all right with that, or even even 4 o'clock. No big deal. Yeah, not a 9 o'clock tip, because I ain't gonna make it. The Golden Knights game. They started game 1 at 9 o'clock, and I was all pissed off about it. I stayed up and watched it, and I was tired. You know what time game 2 starts? 10. They gave me the middle finger. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock start? Are you kidding me?
They just flat don't care about TV.
They don't care.
They just flat don't care.
I'm not watching it. I'm protesting the game. I'm not doing it. All right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll look at the latest goings-ons as we are under 60 hours away now from the NFL draft. The clock keeps on ticking. We see it all morning. And, I mean, Rob, it feels imminent now, doesn't it?
What, the draft?
Yeah, 60 hours.
Why don't you just give me 2 days?
Give me a 2-minute warning. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Dr. Jacob Torres is my doctor. I say that because most people, when I talk about a weight loss place, you think it's some kind of storefront and somebody who's printing stuff off the internet and asking you to do something weird. I'm talking about a general practitioner that's offering his services to help you lose weight. And he's been successful for years doing it. I met him 8 years ago to discuss just that when I didn't really want to even go on a diet. I know a lot of you are the same way. Listen to me. I know right now there's lots of medicines out there available to you, expensive or not, pills, shots, all different ways to lose weight. The old-fashioned way has always been the best. You don't have to rely on anybody but yourself. I learned how to lose weight, and I apply it every day. I'm still a patient of Dr. Torres. I'm 65 pounds down. I'm not on any statin. I'm not on any blood pressure medication, and I'm 59. Can you say that? I've never met a doctor more interested in getting you off the medications that you can be off of than Dr. Torres. Now, certainly you get all the therapeutics that you certainly need. He's not going to withhold anything. But he knows, and I do too, that the better off you are, the healthier lifestyle you live, the better off you are with the medications. I'm living proof. If that's you, if you're on the verge, or if you're nearly there, if you're about to take a statin, if the doctor's telling you there's some things that need to be changed or you're going to go on medications for the rest of your life, call Dr. Torres now. He can put you on a program where you start losing weight in ways that are healthy and applicable and maintainable. The program works. It's time to try it. Call him today. The number's 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. Listen, if you're tired of looking in the mirror and seeing what you see, if you're tired of being sick and tired, if you're ready to lose weight, and if you're committed, call him today. There's no better resource. You will lose the weight, and you'll learn to keep it off. Change your life. Call Dr. Torres today, then bring your skinny self by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a couple of trouble spots. An accident on Loop 410 northbound at Ingram. This one has 2 right lanes blocked and now a 25-minute delay. Stop and go from Marbach. And then on Highway 90 eastbound at 1604, that wreck now off to the left shoulder. It's still causing a 20-minute delay, slow from 211. So pretty much most all our major freeway systems now filling in, slowing down for your morning rush hour. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Timesaver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Bring in the deals with fresh savings at Lowe's. Right now, get 4 Stay Green or Premium 2 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Lowe's, we help you save. While supplies last, selection and availability vary by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Offer valid 4/17/25 to 4/30/25.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District understands that keeping your child safe is your top priority. Vaccines are safe and can help your child's immune system fight harmful germs. They protect against serious diseases and can even save lives. Because when it comes to your child's health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. Learn more at sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning? RV wins! Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast? RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Ever feel like everything in life is moving at hyperspeed? Slow things down with the all-new Nissan Murano, an unapologetic refuge amidst the daily hustle and bustle. Re-energize with massaging leather-appointed seats to melt away the tension of a busy day. Escape into your favorite music with a Bose premium sound system, or set the vibe with ambient mood lighting. Because sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Check out the all-new Nissan Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof, ambient lighting, and massaging leather-appointed seats are optional features.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Mother's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for moms and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're getting closer to draft day. It happens on Thursday, so the Cowboys spoke about it today.
What did Jerry, Steven, and the crew say today? We'll talk about it. Plus, Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk will join us at 5:15.
And more NBA playoff basketball.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
But I heard your words. How does it feel? Tell me now, how do I feel? Ah, yes.
Ah, the club days.
What a weird club this would have been.
Ah.
Oh, it would have been a badass club.
Man. You guys were doing a bunch of drugs.
I bought this brand new.
I was
remember
straight
when
edge.
it came out.
Uh-huh. You were the straight edge type.
Yeah, yeah.
At home lifting.
That's right. No drinking, no cocaine.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Because I was only like 8 or 9
I was
when
gonna
this
say,
came
yeah.
out. Yeah, so like my parents wouldn't let me do cocaine.
Yeah, you were too young.
Man, your parents wouldn't?
No.
See?
I mean, I was like 8 or 9. They were like, "No, you
It's
got to
the kids today. Back in the 70s, it was
you need to wait till you're 13 to do that," they said.
you could have all the
Nice
coke you wanted.
parents.
I just wasn't allowed to have tab.
Oh, yeah. That was bad for you.
yeah.
That was real bad
Stunt
for you.
your growth.
It could. Do they make that again? I think they tried to
I
make
hope
it.
they make tab.
I think they tried to make it like have a comeback, and then people tasted it and was like, "No, this is gross."
I remember
worse than Diet
the
Coke.
best use for tab was it got the rust off your battery terminals.
Oh, really?
Far better than Coke.
Like you pour it
Tab
on
took
your
the- took the
tools
paint
and
off, too.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't know what's gonna in 59 hours and 21 minutes and 30 seconds we'll get the NFL draft. Well, it'll be upon us just like that. I don't know how many of these quarterbacks are going to end up going in round 1. I've said it from the beginning. I don't think there's a first round worthy quarterback in this draft.
It doesn't matter though.
It doesn't matter. And the more I've been reading, the more I'm starting to understand that.
There's going to be 4 quarterbacks taken in the
I think
first
you're
round.
right. I really do.
And 3 of those GMs are going to get fired in 2 years.
And I really think that they kind of know.
Everybody knows. They don't want to talk about it, but everybody knows your quarterback. You're going to overdraft the quarterback and pray
that
you
somehow
were the one that you found him.
That it's like it's almost just like flipping coins. Like you're hoping.
It's so aggravating as a fan.
It really is frustrating.
And I don't know why there is so much pressure from within to do this. Because on the outside you go, there are 22 positions you got to fill, and I know that one of those is worth another 15. But if you're the GM sitting in Tennessee, the best pick for you is Abdul Carter. There is no question that your team will be better and longer and sooner and for longer if you draft Abdul Carter and treat him like the absolute gem he's about to become. It's a sure thing. It would be so difficult for this guy, even if he kind of failed. Even if he came in and was Mario Williams, you would still be better off the next 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And Mario Williams is looked at as kind of a bust.
The thing is, that's absurd, by the way, that Mario Williams is looked at as
But
a
I'm
bust.
just saying, I mean, worst case, what is it? Worst case, Jadeveon Clowney? Is that your worst case?
And even then,
Even
Jadeveon
then.
Clowney's what, a 12, 13-year pro?
And might put on a jacket at some point if he can get on a championship team. I mean, he's been that good for that long. He was just never great.
It is just the desperate, and I kind of get it, because if you don't have a quarterback, what else matters?
I was hoping that the Jalen Hurts paradox might take form, where you go, if I can find a general manager who will draft an offensive line like he has, we'll go get big wide receivers like he has, and a running back behind him, and you don't have to throw for 300 yards every game. I don't have to have a quarterback be Josh Allen every minute of every game. I just need a dude that can handle the tush push and complete a 10-yard in. That's really all at the end of the day I'm chasing. Yeah. And I was hoping that would crack the code for offenses today, where the search isn't just constant for a dude that can sling it, where if I put together 10 dudes that can really, really play, that 11th doesn't have to be great.
Yeah.
But it hadn't changed. Nothing's changed.
I mean, having a great quarterback is the easiest way to get relevant.
Fast.
Yeah. Because there's exceptions. I mean, like the Bengals missing the playoffs last year. Like if your defense is just dreadful, okay, but even then they were in the mix for it. But it's hard to be a bad team if you have a truly elite quarterback.
Yep, but it is easy to stay bad if you just got an almost elite quarterback.
Yeah,
and there's so many almosts and nearlies out there.
Well, I mean, look at the LA Chargers. They can't seem to get over a hump, and they've got a really good one. He's just not great. What's going to happen is we're going to start to see quarterbacks looked at as, like especially drafted quarterbacks, looked at as disposable pieces.
We're chasing it, but I don't think we're there. That we now have a Super Bowl champion with a quarterback that doesn't even move the gauge as far as, wow, that dude does a team. All those things. He is really the 11th guy on an 11-man team, and he just happens to have the steering wheel in his hands, but is no more important than the left guard beside him. And I was hoping we could get to that point. I don't know if we ever will, because I would like to see teams built in a way that is sustainable. If I'm a Tennessee fan, I'd like to feel like the GM was going, Abdul Carter's a no-brainer. He is the best dude in this draft, and anybody else isn't even close.
And it makes me wonder if, like, I'm thinking about this all wrong, because my thought is, okay, this is a year where there's no good quarterbacks, so this feels like a year where I'd want to build up the rest of my team.
Exactly. I don't get what happens when you cross the line, you park in the team's parking lot, and you walk into the building. Does all sanity just disappear where you go, well, there's so many problems with either Shador or Cam. There's really not much with Abdul Carter, or name the best left tackle, whatever it might be, but I got to take the quarterback. What happens when they walk inside the building?
So the latest mock draft Eric Edholm, the lead draft writer at NFL.com, the normal Cam Ward 1 and Shedeur Sanders 9 that we've seen, that didn't change. And then he had Jackson Dart 21. And then he says, with Jackson Dart off the board, the Giants can't hesitate to move up for a QB. Milroe makes sense for New York, even if he's a dice roll. The Vikings might be an eager trade partner. So in this scenario, the Giants give up picks 34, 99, and 105 to move up to pick 24 and take Jalen Milroe. So now, not only are we in a world where we're seeing 4 quarterbacks go in the first round of a draft where I think quarterback is a weak position, we're seeing teams now trade up to get the fourth best quarterback in a draft where it's a weak quarterback.
What I was going to say was, if the Giants wait that late, they've already failed. I think if they feel like they're going to not get him, they're going to move quicker than this. I think they'll move up to 2 or 3. I don't think they're going to wait to be the last dude in the first round. They're either going to go.
The Giants have 3. If they really want somebody at 3,
that's what I think they're going to move back at the end of the day with that. But if they're chasing a quarterback, they're not going to wait till late. I just don't see it's going to happen. They're either going to get him now or they're not going to get one.
I don't totally understand this line of thinking, but I guess the way to look at it is the way the Cardinals looked at Josh Rosen, in that.
Well, there's a valuable lesson learned in that one.
They took him and they said, well, that didn't work. And then literally the next year took Kyler Murray. They said, okay, we tried, didn't work, let's try again. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's what you do. You throw things against the wall till one of them sticks.
You do that in the 4th round. You do that in the 5th round. You don't pass up 10-year talent for a crapshoot. Those are the teams that are always going to be just hanging on, because they're always chasing it, and the good teams are never just chasing it. They're just gonna get the dude that they need, and that not make them great, but it'll keep them relevant.
Yeah, I don't totally understand this. I went from thinking maybe there would be 2 quarterbacks in the first round to now up to 3. Now it's 4.
The good news is there's 28 teams out there that now are going to, at least several teams are going to have some talent fall to them that they wouldn't have thought they were going to get.
Oh, yeah. And as for me, as a fan of a team picking late in the first round, I'm happy about that.
You suddenly
take them all.
And suddenly that dude.
Hope 6 quarterbacks going around 1.
You know, those late rounders, the thing about those is you ended up drafting, and it's still the 28th pick. But that 28th pick would have been in a normal year value, probably 36th in this year's draft. There really isn't a lot of first-round draft grades. So now you might not get a super stud, but you do get at least a dude that's got a first-round draft grade.
The other thing is, it makes me kind of feel bad for the players. Like, if Jalen Milroe goes, if this is accurate, and he goes 24 to the Giants, and then in 2 or 3 years he doesn't work out, like, the sad kind of reality is Jalen Milroe is going to be talked about like he's a bust.
Because he was overdrafted.
Yeah, and it's not really Jalen Milroe's fault. Like, Jalen Milroe might be I fully believe Jalen Milroe is a long-term project. And when you draft a guy in round 1, you know who's a great example of this? Anthony Richardson, a guy who was looked at as a long-term project. And because he got drafted in the first round, they felt like, we got to see what we got in this guy.
It's the catch-22, though.
We got to put him out there.
Well, you take him in the first round, you get that extra year. You get 5 years of him. So you feel like you get him, especially if he's a project. I'll take him at 30. I get that extra year, and it gives me another year to work with him. The problem with it is the expectations of the modern league. 5 years? What are you talking about? I need to see him next year. And if he doesn't work, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, this Richardson guy's going to be long gone. We're not going to wait 3 years.
But I like when you draft, that's why if Anthony Richardson were drafted in round 3 and worked on as a project, and then you re-sign him to a second deal, it's like, oh, this is cool. Like, you've got somebody you worked with, you've got it figured out. But because they drafted him round 1, now it looks like Anthony Richardson is going to be a quote-unquote bust. And we still don't really, if anything, Anthony Richardson's growth's probably been stunted because he shouldn't have been out there already.
90% of the quarterback's growth is stunted.
And that's what's going to happen to these guys. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the fix is. I mean, it's just the value of quarterback is so high that teams are willing to just
You're
throw
mining
something
diamonds.
against the wall.
No, we continue to mine for diamonds, and we'll crack a bunch of rocks till we find it.
Yep, and throw them away.
Yep.
Well, that didn't work.
Such is life.
Try again. Try again. And quite frankly, it's all the way up to like Cam Ward. I mean, Will Levis is a great example. Will Levis was
overdrafted.
He was a big prospect 2 years ago. The Titans are already looking to draft a new one. It's if you don't show it right away,
trust me,
you're thrown out to the curb.
Cam Ward's people know this. They're looking at this team. You're about to draft me, and that guy you just drafted 2 years ago that you had TV commercials and all that. That guy's on an exit ramp.
Yeah,
so know what you're heading into.
I'll tell you who. Bryce Young righted the ship at
he got lucky.
He really did, because he had a second year like his first year, he'd been gone.
Yes, there would have been the team talking about quarterback too. Yeah, no doubt about it. I think part of this is I'm tired of talking about this, and I would have thought that at some point one of the teams that is really chasing a quarterback would have said, you know what? No, we're not. We've decided the grade's just not there. We're not going to do this. We're going to draft the best player available, and I don't have time to wait.
And that's what the other teams who are hungry for quarterbacks are hoping you'll say.
Yes, they're begging to jump over you and do all that.
They'll grab him.
Somebody is going to make a brilliant move, and I do think it's in the top 5. Somebody is going to look at this and go, "It's not the squeeze is not worth the effort. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to trade out, and I'll take the 15th pick or whatever it might be for that team that desperately needs it." And not be looked at for other than the move, but in a year or two, that move will pay more dividends just by default, because one of these two quarterbacks is going to be an abject failure. I don't know which one, but one of them will be. That's the history tells us. One's going to be average, one's going to be awful, and one in the later rounds is going to be a starter in 2 years. I wish I knew which one it was going to be.
Yeah. I think that if a team in the first round likely to trade down will be the Patriots, just because they feel like they've hit at quarterback and there's just not a lot around them.
And of all the teams that you would say, who would do such a thing? Even though it's not the Belichick Patriots, it's still the Patriots. You go, of course the Patriots would do such a thing.
See, I mean, they always trade down.
They'll trade down and get more value.
And it's probably the best move. Although, I mean, you do need to add some talent around Drake May eventually.
It's just not it doesn't matter the talent. Just don't overdraft. Just draft in the appropriate place, and if it doesn't fit, move on.
I also say this more than ever. The one quarterback I can think of who doesn't fit this mold is Josh Allen. But every other quarterback who is good, we know within 2 years if they're good. Like, if you're not good after 2 years, generally, you're not good.
I think you know within 6 months. I think most coaches and GMs know at least this guy at this moment in time is not ready and won't be in the time that's required. We'll sink every effort we can. We have more time, but I think most of the time, I think Bryce was a tough one because you probably knew in practice, but you're like, he's so small, things are going to have to break right for him. But everything I see in practice looks good. I think after you saw Josh Allen run around for about 6 weeks, you're like, this guy's got it. It's just the only thing that could happen is injury or my ineptitude. But I for the most part, you talk about Rosen so much, and I think that was just because it wasn't his on-the-field stuff. I don't know what that was like. I just think he was just a genuine tool. And we can't deal with this. But for the most part, do you really ever name a quarterback that you didn't know that ended up being good? That you go, maybe.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And I'm talking not 2 years. I'm talking about the first time you saw them play for an extended amount of time, whether it be 2 games, 3 games. And they might have even lost, but you can look at a quarterback and go, oh, I see it. I see there's a chance.
I mean, I'm like everybody. I thought Geno Smith stunk.
And
I thought Sam Darnold stunk.
Yes.
So there are guys who figure it out late in the game.
Not with me.
But they're not guys that are ever elite.
But they found it elsewhere is what I'm saying.
Guys who are elite, pretty quickly. Yeah, and like I said, Josh Allen is kind of because Josh Allen sucked year 1 and 2.
But it's not about output. I'm not saying that. But when you see it, you know it. You're like, oh, I see it now. That's worth sticking around for.
I I understand the need to grab these guys and hope that one of them pans out, but I would rather take a quarterback in the 3rd round and the 5th round every year and hope that one of those hit rather than like these building block picks when you're in the top 10 and you're like, oh, I've got to take a quarterback, even though there's not a top 10 quarterback. I just think it's the wrong way to build it.
It's a cult. I don't understand what happens to these guys. They're smart until they get in the building.
Want to hear I've got the NBA anonymous poll we're going to do on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
We're back in the miller's yard, who now use True Green. Their lawn started looking like a fairway, and pro golfers started showing up. They love playing this lawn.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. Your San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for the Viva Fiesta Viva Brahmas home opener this Sunday, April 27th at 2 p.m. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Get your tickets today at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com for tickets. Our town, our team, our herd.
Take advantage of pre-tariff pricing during Truck Month at North Park Chevrolet. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on new Silverado 1500s. A new Colorado Crew Cab posted at $29,999. $5,000 off MSRP on a new Equinox. 4.8% financing for 84 months on new Tahoes and Suburbans. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Spring is here, and in South Texas, that means storms, wind, rain, and hail. If you've been hit by a storm or think you have damage, now is the time to contact Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. Don't put your trust in an out-of-town storm chaser. Stevens Roofing is a family-owned, locally based company who will be here for years to come. The team at Stevens Roofing and Solar will give you peace of mind when the storms come rolling in. Call 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's gonna audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District understands that keeping your child safe is your top priority. Vaccines are safe and can help your child's immune system fight harmful germs. They protect against serious diseases and can even save lives. Because when it comes to your child's health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. Learn more at sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
If you've been injured in an accident, you know there's no shortage of attorneys who want your business. But when it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years. We've successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 five-star reviews on Google. So, who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've cleared a couple of trouble spots. That wreck at 410 northbound at Ingram just cleared. With the combination of rush hour, though, it's still slow through the area. They also just picked up that road work at 35 southbound Olympia Parkway on down to 1604. Still have some road work set up at 35 southbound, that connector to westbound 1604. The road work is still blocking the ramp. On 90 eastbound between County Road 482 to 1604, far west side of town, we've got some stop-and-go conditions, a leftover residual delay from an earlier accident. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Timesaver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA playoffs last night, the Knicks fell to the Detroit Pistons at home in the Garden, 100-94. The Pistons held on behind Cade Cunningham's 33. In the nightcap, the Denver Nuggets fell to the L.A. Clippers 105-102 behind Kawhi's 39. In college basketball news, the presumptive number 1 overall pick and John Wooden Award winner Cooper Flagg announced he has decided to enter the NBA draft. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
58 hours, 58 minutes, 30 seconds away. 58 minutes, 58 hours, and 21 seconds away. I mean, I feel it. It's creeping up on us, Rob.
Well, used to you'd go, it's 58 hours till there's 32 new millionaires. That's not the case anymore. These guys already have money.
Oh, yeah,
it's
they're
true.
already
They're not
millionaires.
chasing millions. We pretty much have an idea who and where the draft is going to go. I don't think it's going to be a huge shock. I think it's going to probably go fairly chalk, at least by position.
That's my I won't say it's my least favorite thing about the internet, because my least favorite thing about the internet is that people can talk smack to people and not have any repercussions for it. That's my least favorite thing about the internet.
The keyboard warrior.
But one of the things I don't like is that there's no surprises anymore.
No, there really isn't.
When I was a kid, I remember I used to sit in front of the TV on draft day, probably 11, 12 years old. I had a notebook out because I was going to write down who was going to what team so I could think about how good they're going to be next year. And, it was always kind of a surprise. I would go get a magazine, a paper magazine that had all the draft prospects' names in it. And so as soon as a guy gets drafted, I'd go to that magazine and I'd learn about that player and what he's good at.
Yep.
Now it's
those guys that were like you became Adam Schefter and the like. So
now I already know who's going to be the first pick. So even in 58 hours, 56 minutes, and 40 seconds, I'm not going to be surprised.
Oh, don't you wish the Titans would?
Oh, I don't agree with that.
Carter.
Give me some entertainment. But no, they don't do that anymore. I wanted to switch to the NBA, Rob. The Athletic does this once a year. I love it when they do this. the anonymous NBA player poll. I like that it's anonymous. I usually don't like anonymity.
Oh, and these you have to be.
But these guys are all I think these guys are honest because
you have to be.
Yeah, like you're
not going to talk about your boss
or your teammates or whoever. Like, it's good to get their honest opinions on things. And some of them didn't want to answer all the questions. Some of them answered a couple and didn't answer others. But they asked 155 people who the MVP should be. What percentage do you think, what like the breakdown?
I'd say 95% would be high for any large group, but I'd say 90%.
How about 56%
so when
for
you get
Shea?
a large group, which I still think is a ridiculously high number. When you're dealing with the likes of Joker and Luka, I mean, there's some great players out there.
It was 56% Shea, 37% Jokic, 2% Giannis, 2% Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, wow.
1% LeBron. And got one vote each, Cade Cunningham and Steph Curry.
That's a ridiculously high number. It really is. When you consider the fact that these are teams, GMs, people from across the country with their own allegiances, and well over 50% view him as the most valuable player out of Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
That has really done nothing else. He hasn't done anything before.
Now, remember, these are only players.
That's what I'm saying.
This one is, there's no GMs, no coaches. These are all players.
And their own allegiances. They're from across the country. They have witnessed those that have played against. They've been beaten by and beaten him. And I think that's a ridiculously high number because I know if Luka gives you 50, you're going to go, that's the best player I've ever seen. Who's the best player?
I mean, Luka didn't play enough games even to be the MVP.
But what I'm saying is, if he handed you 50 2 years ago, when they go, who's the best player in the league?
Yeah.
That dude that gave me 50, I don't care about Shea. So when you come up with 56%, we're up in Kobe Michael land.
But I would imagine that, especially in a year where the Thunder are so freaking good, and that's kind of one of the impressive things about about Shea is, the Thunder are so good, and he still sticks out. Like, still sticks out in the crowd on a team that's that great. You can tell he's still by far the best player. I think that part is kind of the tipping point for me. Which team other than your own will win the title this season? 137 people voted. The Boston Celtics got 58% of the vote.
Yeah, they're everything that's great about the NBA and everything that's wrong.
That's a surprisingly large number for Boston.
Well, it depends on when they took this. I don't know when they took this poll, but keep in mind, when Boston is cooking, they look unbelievably good. I mean, when they got three other dudes hitting 9 of 10 threes, and you got Tatum and attacking the rim, and Porzingis doing tall guy things, they look pretty unbelievable. So, given when this was taken, I get it. But
6 week span between early March, mid-April.
So, yeah, depending on when you talk to somebody. But the returning champs, I'm not quite as on board as the players are, but I get it.
Oklahoma City got 18% of the vote. The Cavaliers got 10% of the vote. Lakers got 7%, which is a little surprising to me. Nuggets at 4, Warriors, Bucks at 2, Timberwolves got 1 vote. The players from a couple of voters who voted for the Celtics, one of them said, I personally think Boston will pull it out because they've been there and they're more experienced. I think Cleveland's going to give them a run for their money, but they look really good. The guy who said the Thunder, they go 10 men deep. They have a very, very deep roster. They play the right way, and it's going to be tough to cover all those guys in the playoffs, and they all play defense. They're a very tough team. They've got a lot of guys that are good at different things. It's going to be tough to match up with them. And then the guy who picked the Cavs says, just the way they move the ball, the way they've got good players, well, that helps. The whole team is good and aggressive and confident, and every player on their team is shooting the ball at a high level. Pair that with 2 good guards and a good front court, and it's a scary team. I would have picked someone else to quote. They got good players. They've got 2 good guys in the backcourt, and they've got good guys in the front court too.
That means that's the only one that actually responded with a written answer.
5 years from now, who will be the face of the league? No surprise. Well, maybe a little bit of a surprise that the number is as big as it is. 54% said Victor Wembanyama, Hector Banana Bread. 54%.
Yeah. What?
To me, NBA players especially would be.
Oh, it was a much lower percentage till they played against him.
Yeah, but I guess they're normally NBA players don't want to give as much credit to guys who haven't accomplished anything yet
until they played against him. They're saying 5 years. I think if you said, I think a lot of them are looking for the fault, and then they walk off the court going, "Oh my God, oh my God." I mean, the things that he does, they've never seen. I mean, there's been 2 or 3 guys in the world that have been able to do this. I get it, but I think that it's probably higher because they've seen him now. We've had 2 years of this is what Wemby's capable of, and it's frightened the league.
Yeah. 54% Victor, 14% Anthony Edwards, 11% Shea, 7% Jason Tatum, 3% Luka, and then 2% for Paolo, Cade, and Ja Morant. It ain't going to be Ja Morant, I can tell you that now. Others receiving votes, Scotty Barnes, Modest Buzelis. What? Kevin Durant. He won't be around in 5 years. Chet Holmgren, Zachary Reese, Shadon Sharp got a vote, and Zion Williamson got a vote.
Zion, okay.
Now, LeBron and Anthony Edwards and these guys, they all make a good point that being the face of the NBA isn't necessarily a good thing. LeBron said, "What?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be the face of the NBA when all the people that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis basically just take a crap on everybody?"
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Okay. Yeah, it's a hard job.
Yeah. It does seem like I guess I didn't expect a guy who has played a year and a half of basketball to be that greatly respected by his peers.
Because he's terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, just to go out on the court and see him hit a three, dribble down, touch the top of the box, take an alley-oop, drop a bounce pass to a cutter, and he's 18 and a half years old, I think everybody who sees him goes, "Oh, my gosh."
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I'm hopeful that that's the case. I think the face of the league in 5 years will be Luka, particularly now that he's a Laker. I just think he's still that good and he can still get better, and he plays in a market where it's easy to be a star.
The only thing that would hold him back,
he's got to win a ring by then.
Well, I think it's the Lakers. Even if he doesn't, he'll be in the conversation. Maybe. I'm not sure. He's going to have to want it. To be the face of the league, you have to chase it. You have to be the guy.
Health is part of the thing too.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how badly he's going to want it.
Well, do you think Victor's driven like that?
Oh yeah, he's been raised to be the next on a much bigger stage than the United States.
My concern for Luka is probably the same it is for Victor. They got to be on the floor, and I say it all the time.
Well, yeah,
Giants get hurt. And Wembanyama getting hurt is would be the least surprising thing to me. I hope it doesn't happen. Knock on wood that it doesn't. But the fact that he's already having issues, I'm going, oh God.
Well, this was something. I mean, it's not the typical issue. I think there'd be a lot more concern if it was a foot
or a back yet or a hip.
This was thrombotic. So we'll see. That would be the worst nightmare. But I still think that it's kind of like we were talking about quarterbacks earlier. When you see it, you know it, and you see Victor play, and you go, "Oh, there's nothing that's going to stop him but himself."
Who is the league's most overrated player? I love this question. And again, 90 votes cast. That's a pretty healthy number considering how many guys got votes. But Tyrese Halliburton got 14% of the votes. The next closest guy was Rudy Gobert. He got 10%. So a lot of people think Tyrese Halliburton overrated.
Well, he didn't have a very good year.
No.
We were talking about it as the playoffs began. What happened to the Pacers? There was some injury stuff, and we talked about Anthony Edwards has been playing a full year and looked like he was tired. Halliburton kind of felt the same way. Now, anybody that saw him play the other night might beg to differ that, once the playoff lights came on, so did Halliburton. But this season, yes, has been a letdown. He was Team USA. Indianapolis last year had that run. He looked like he was coming, and he didn't. I get it.
I think if I had a vote, mine would have gone to the guy who came in third, Trae Young, 8.9%.
The thing about this is overrated, maybe, but he led the league in assists, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take anything away from this dude. He has altered his game. He's not a shoot first guy. He has kind of, opened up his game a little bit to improve the Hawks. The Hawks wouldn't have been what they were if it wasn't for Trae Young going, I'm going to help these young guys move along. I'm going to lead the league in assists instead of threes taken. I appreciate it.
Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal, Draymond Green.
Fair. These guys are all old. Seriously. Now, if they would have been on this poll 5 years ago, then we're talking. These guys are all old. So yes.
Well, Ja Morant.
Well, Ja Morant's got his old issues. I'm talking about Butler, Beal, and Green.
Yeah. Julius Randle, 4.4%, and Joel Embiid, 3.3%.
I'd have had Embiid a little bit higher. Not so much about his ability, it's just his availability is that's so annoying.
It is funny to see like these guys, like MVP type players on this list. Joel Embiid, Giannis got 2.2. Like, so there's a couple guys in the league who think.
I mean, the guy that just got 45 the other night. That guy.
LeBron James got 2.2% of the vote too. And Zion Williamson.
On this list, Rudy Gobert certainly belongs. I think Bradley Beal is a lifetime member of this list.
No doubt.
Julius Randle, I think Julius Randle is exactly who we think he is. I don't think he's over or underrated. He is who I think he is. Paul George, that's a crime. He's old and broken. If you'd have had him on this list 5 years ago. Now, Tyler Hero, that's an interesting. I don't know if he is or not.
Maybe because I know at one point he was underrated. He's not underrated anymore for sure. Maybe he's just now properly rated.
Drew Holiday, that's a crime. Shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, whoever voted for that one. Jaren Jackson, one-dimensional. LeBron, he's old. Kyle Kuzma belongs on this list. Domantas Sabonis is an overachiever, not an underachiever.
I agree.
I mean, what are you talking about? This guy's 6'8", playing center. Zion, yes, lifetime member.
Who is the league's most underrated player? Cade Cunningham, 8.8%.
Not no more.
That is the leader.
I think the next three, I think, are absolutely on this list. Should be.
Oh, my God, I don't.
Derek White,
underrated?
7.4%. He is so underrated.
Oh, I agree with Derek White. You just said the next three.
Norman Powell, too. He is way under.
Austin Reeves is not underrated.
He's untradeable.
He's untouchable. Yeah, anytime and I think you can't be underrated when you're on the Lakers, first of all. I also think that, they've hyped him up to be this man god. I don't know.
He can shoot.
I think he's good. I just don't think he's that good. Funny, some of the guys.
How can you be on both lists?
Yeah,
Seriously.
Drew Holiday high on both lists. Jaren Jackson on both lists.
Well, Jaren was right on the other list. Drew Holiday has always been on the underrated list. Always.
Lou Dort, Trey Murphy, Peyton Pritchard, Cason Wallace. I think Cason Wallace is a good one for this list. Aaron Wiggins, Jalen Williams.
These guys, all of them these are all excellent basketball players.
You know who I think is overrated and is here on the underrated list? Jaylen Brown.
What do you mean? How is he under?
I don't know. He's on the underrated list. I don't think of him as.
No, he's not underrated.
I don't think so at all.
Anybody who's gotten the series MVP trophy, you're not underrated, man.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Making $60 million a year, you're doing all right.
Ty Jerome has worked his way onto the list too. What is the league's best organization?
Who would you rather have, Ty Jerome or Austin Reeves?
Oh God, Austin Reeves. But you know what? I would like my team more having Ty Jerome on it. What is the league's best organization? Golden State, 22% of the vote.
I get everyone on this list.
Oklahoma City second, Boston third.
But one.
Is it the Clippers?
Yes.
That is surprising.
I don't. Maybe where the old players go to die.
It's a big turnaround from what they used to be.
I guess Ballmer's spending money. He's got a new arena. I guess as far as organizations go, you feel like you're going to get paid. You're going to be self-actualized. You're going to be protected. Okay, I'll put them in there, but I wouldn't have thought that.
Golden State's the least surprising.
Yeah.
I've never heard a player who played at Golden State say that they weren't happy there. It seems like, obviously winning it probably has a lot to do with it.
But what's the guy that's now doing panel work? Bob
Myers.
Bob Myers was just a genius. Steve Kerr, who would love playing for Steve Kerr? So no, it makes perfect sense.
In Oklahoma City, the way they are running things is brilliant. So it's Warriors, Thunder, Celtics, Clippers, Heat, Lakers, Spurs, the 7th on the list here.
Yeah, that's residual vote.
Well,
it's residual. That's like anybody when you bring up the Spurs, you'll say three things. One, they've got the greatest coach, Pop, however you want to define him. Yeah. Two, they take care of their players. They're safe and protected, right? I mean, that you know that if you go there, you're never going to be yelled at by the media. You're not going to have to do other stuff. And three, their first-round draft pick will probably come from Russia. That's so when you talk to anybody outside, like, where are you from? And you put a mock draft, it's always some Euro. We love the coach, and they take care of their players. So, but I think this is residual. I don't think that the most of the league's perception of the Spurs is still of this monolith of an organization that it was 6 years ago.
When we come back, we'll look at the league's worst organization, which is even more fun. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
So many of us live in pain, have something that just keeps bothering us. We never get it fixed until it finally just stops us in our tracks. You don't have to live like that. There's a fix out there. It's called Arasti. Arasti providers all around San Antonio, highly trained medical professionals with one job in mind. That's to get you out of pain in ways that you might not have considered. Because, your first go-to is always some kind of pill to kind of dull or hide the pain or the symptom anyway. And then that doesn't work, so you just don't use it for a while. Then finally you give up and you go to a doctor and they say, well, maybe some surgery, some kind of long-term attack. Attack the problem early. Go when it starts to hurt to an Arasti provider because so many times the pain is just a symptom. It's not the problem. They fix the problem at Arasti and the symptom, the pain, it goes away. Remarkably fast. For me, it was under 4 visits. I was back in the game, and that can be for you. So how do you take advantage? Well, first of all, it's easy. You don't need a referral, so you can call them right now. The number is 1-800-404-6050. There are so many providers. I do recommend that you go to Arasti.com, their website. There they've got a map. I bet there's a provider less than 10 minutes from where you are now. They accept most insurances, and I'll say it again, you don't need a referral. So what are you waiting on? Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix. It's called Arasti. Call them today. They're going to take care of you, and when they do, come on by and thank me later.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyerforus.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat $1 billion insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community when and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, $1 billion insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're getting closer to draft day. It happens on Thursday, so the Cowboys spoke about it today.
What did Jerry, Steven, and the crew say today? We'll talk about it. Plus, Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk will join us at 5:15.
And more NBA playoff basketball.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
$8:26 on the Morning Huddle. 58 hours, 34 minutes, and 15 seconds till the NFL draft.
Wake me in 50.
Yeah.
I'm going to want something to eat, cold beer, maybe some lunch, and then we'll have a draft. But
okay.
That's in 50 hours. So 8:30 on Friday, right? Is the draft on Thursday? Friday.
Thursday.
Thursday night. So
it'll be Thursday evening.
I'll care in 4 hours.
54 hours? Okay.
Because I like the pregame.
About noon?
About noon. Yeah. Once I'm off work. Then I'm going to care. Then we can start the timer.
You're not even working on Thursday.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'd much rather be here.
Yeah, I know. You only talk about the draft. Vic and I are going to talk about the draft all day.
But
we're going to talk about hand size. Yeah. We're going to talk about vertical jumps and 40 times.
So we know that Shador
cone drills.
The shuttle drill, standing vertical.
Shuttlecock.
You said. So we know Shador's not going to be at the draft, right? He's going to have his own party. Do we have anybody else that has decided that they're not going to hang with the?
I haven't heard of anybody yet. I haven't heard of any other big names.
So everybody going to be in Green Bay.
Yeah, what a place. All right, the leagues. We were going through the anonymous player poll. The league's worst organization. I can't disagree on any of these. Charlotte is number 1, 38% of the vote.
And they have been forever.
Yeah,
they pretty much have always been awful.
They stunk when they were in New Orleans. They stunk when they moved back to Charlotte. That's just a joke organization.
They can't get out of their own way. Doesn't matter who owns them, who's playing for them, who's coaching them. They're just cursed. It's in the water.
Wizards 20%. New Orleans 12%. The Sacramento Kings 9%. Philly 5%, and Dallas 4%. Bulls, Knicks, Grizzlies, Jazz rounded out. I was surprised Brooklyn didn't get any love for this.
Oh, they belong here. Let's not kid ourselves. I think the problem with Brooklyn is apathy. Nobody even thought to mention them.
Maybe so.
Therein lies the rub. The Wizards haven't been good since they changed their name. Pelicans just, at least the thing about the New Orleans, I'll give them an A for effort. I mean, they keep swinging. I mean, the CJ, they traded Anthony Davis. They have tried.
Well, every time they get a good player, that good player says, I want out of here.
Well, I mean, there's that, but at the
Which
very
probably
least.
it probably has something to do with them being, I don't know if it's a chicken or an egg.
Oh, you're right.
Are they a bad organization because they trade away all their good players, or do they trade away all their good players because they're a bad organization? I don't know.
You draft Zion with the best intentions, and everybody was like, I told you so. Brandon Ingram never sobered up, always high. Well, I say that joke. But, I mean, the fact is that they have, in fact, been efforting this entire time to get better. It's not like the Wizards.
Yeah.
Wizards don't do anything. They just overpay and just sit and wait. They don't do anything.
Yeah. Eric says Charlotte's the old expansion Bobcats. The original Hornets are still in New Orleans. But, yeah, both of them top three on this list. That's what we're saying, yeah.
They all, for whatever reason, are cursed. It doesn't matter where, who, how. They're just awful.
Aside from your coach, who is the best coach in the league? Mark Dagnall got 22% of the vote.
Respect, absolutely.
The next highest was 14%, so a healthy win.
Respect, well earned for sure. I just didn't think he was held in such high esteem, but you see his team play, and they are an extension of him, so absolutely.
Eric Spoelstra and Kenny Atkinson tied at second.
So it's so good to see Atkinson get all this.
Yeah.
Because that guy was hard luck schleprock for so long.
Joe Mazzulla, fourth on the list. Maybe a surprise to me. Ty Lue, 8%. He's very well respected amongst coaches or amongst players. Steve Kerr, 5%. Greg Popovich, 4% of the vote. Ime Udoka got 3.5%. J.B. Bickerstaff and J.J. Redick both got 3%.
Redick, I don't know about best coach in the league.
On.
No, but I will say was surprisingly good. He let's not kid ourselves. He got a team with a donut, and they're playing some defense. He had them playing more than they were capable.
I agree,
of,
but
I thought
best coach in the league.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he belongs on the list, but he certainly has been a pleasant surprise.
All right, now here's the fun stuff. Aside from your own current coach, who is the worst coach in the league?
Does this dude deserve this? I don't know. Because he's kind of a victim of circumstance. I don't know.
It could. I mean, it's a bad organization. Brian Keefe gets number one, and it's really not even close. He gets almost 25% of the vote. The Wizards coach.
I don't know.
I'm not going to make an argument for him, for him not being on this list. I don't think of him as a good coach.
I mean, you can only obviously the players have seen. I mean, it's far and away. It's not even really close.
To me, it's like I want for the worst coach. I would lean to the guys, and maybe the guy who's second on this list, Mike Budenholzer, a guy who did less than he was supposed to do with what he was dealt.
That's why I think
Brian Keefe was. I mean, listen, Brian. Again, I'm not trying to say Brian Keefe's a good coach. But Brian Keefe's roster is garbage. The Wizards weren't. It could be
exactly.
Red Auerbach coaching the Wizards. They wouldn't win games.
I'm not going to hold that against him. I'm really not. Now, Bud, I think legitimately deserves to be there. Doc, I think. You live long enough, you're going to be on both lists. I'm sure if you asked the best coach, he'd be somewhere. Somebody gave him Doc a list, a number on the top. Tibbs, everybody hates Tibbs, but Tibbs always wins.
Doc got 0 votes on the.
Well, I'm
the
just
best
saying
coach.
over time. But 3 years ago, I bet he was on the list. I mean, you're here long enough. Tibbs, what are you talking about? The guy wins.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you don't like him, but
it's
you win.
probably all guys who have played for him.
Exactly.
And are like, I don't want to play with that guy
anymore. The guy wins. Mike Malone was the only Nuggets that voted.
Which player in the league would you least like to fight? I think that a lot of people would want to fight Draymond. This is a.
Oh, it's easy. It's hands down. There is no question.
This is a shocking percentage. 63% said James Johnson of the Pacers. I know he is he trains in MMA.
Yeah, but he's not a violent dude.
No.
To me, when you said that, there's only one name comes to mind. It's Steven Adams.
Steven Adams would not be on my list of guys to fight, for
Dude,
sure.
That guy is gargantuan, and he looks the part.
Yeah, Jalen Duren is another guy I would not want to fight with.
Yes, and Jalen, at least Steven Adams has kind of a happy disposition, it seems like. Duren does not. He's got a scowl.
Yeah, Isaiah Stewart gets some votes as well. He was the second leading vote getter.
You know who I'd most
I think
like to
anybody
fight?
who plays for the Pistons.
Who would you most like to fight?
Ooh. Well, I guess it depends.
Why?
Like, do I want to have success in this fight?
No, the guy that you just there's one guy head and shoulders in the NBA right now that I just want to punch, and I don't. He plays the kind of game where he wants you to want to punch him.
Dylan Brooks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks plays
He's
the kind of
certainly
game.
the most-
I want to punch him. There's something about him. I feel like I just need to punch him.
I mean, Draymond too is in that.
In his day, now I feel like punching an old man. But
yeah. Dylan Brooks is probably the guy who would be on most people's list if you ask that.
Trey Young, every now and again, I want to punch.
Oh, Trey.
Something
about Trey Young's face just makes me.
Yeah,
want
wants
to
me to slap around us a little bit.
I would punch Ja, but he'd throw a grenade at me, and I don't want that.
Kyle Kuzma, I'd like to take him out.
Kyle Kuzma?
Yeah, something about Kyle Kuzma rubs me the wrong way.
What about Duncan Robinson?
Yeah, no.
Punch him.
There's something about him. He's too much of a nerd.
Who else? Jason Tatum, I would want to punch.
Jason Tatum, I'd like to make cry.
Yeah, I would like that.
I want to see him tear up.
I would like that.
Squeeze one out, boy. Squeeze it out. Come on, bring it.
Yeah.
Something about him makes me. He seems like I could make him cry if I really worked on him.
Yeah, there's a couple guys I wouldn't mind punching. You know who I used to think I didn't like, but now that he's out of the league, he's coming off as likable, and it pisses me off. It's Blake Griffin.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's actually a funny, good dude.
Yeah,
I never disliked him, but I
always thought I hated Blake Griffin, and then like he did those commercials during the tournament, which they were overkill. There was too many of them, but they were funny, and it's like he's kind of a likable guy. I saw
him do a stand-up set. He's actually not bad.
Damn it! I've spent my whole life hating Blake Griffin, and it turns out he's not as bad as I thought. Is in this 3-point revolution age, are analytics good or bad for the game? 38% said bad, 28.6% said good, 33% said somewhere in the middle. There are the people who hate analytics will say the game is art, and you can't just say you're only allowed to paint with this brush and this brush.
I've never heard it put quite as well. I wholeheartedly agree with how you put that, because I look at the game as a game of art, and I get the idea of being in your best position the most times and doing your best thing at that time. I get it, but I get you applying it to game prep. I don't like it in game situations. You just, once the game is on, there is the art to the science, and that is the art. And I think the young coaches, probably like Adam Keefe, who have been raised on these number things, are calling plays because the numbers tell us that eventually this is going to work. And I think that kills players, because this was a player poll.
The whole idea of we only take threes and layups is
it's the Celtics. They're the best thing that's going when it's working, and it's the worst thing about the league when it's not.
I mean, you hear me bitch about this with the Spurs. Why are the Spurs trying to be a volume 3-point shooting team when they're not good 3-point shooters? And when the answer is analytics, I don't it drives me crazy. Like we've got to be able to adjust to what your team's strengths are, and you can't just say, well, the numbers say this is what we've got to do. I don't know. It frustrates me. I get the value of it, certainly. Don't get me wrong, which I guess that would put me on I fall somewhere in the middle crowd. With the league allowing more physicality on the defensive end the last 2 seasons, is there enough balance in today's game, or is it still too slanted to offense?
It's still too slanted for offense.
56% said still too slanted to offense.
And the thing is, I don't want 90s basketball. I don't want 100-88 final score in overtime. No one wants that. But we do want the sense of competitiveness. I just want defenses to plant their feet and play defense, and I want offenses to run offenses, and not just the metrics say 2 dribbles and shot, and if it's you take it from here, and if it's you take it from there. I don't want that. And I think when we see that, it is painful. It's agonizingly painful to watch. But when it's working, it is indeed a beautiful thing to see.
I don't know that there's much need to talk about this one. Did you like Adam Silver's idea of changing to 10-minute quarters 78% said no. 13% said yes. The rest were undecided. Most of them are saying it's stupid.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the league's been like this for so long. Why would we change that now?
This is change. As such, I fear it.
But here's one. Would you be then they added the perfect caveat to this. Would you be in favor of shortening the regular season if it meant your salary would be smaller?
Well, okay.
86% no.
Really? Cut my pay? Huh?
86% said no, I'm out on that. 12% said yeah.
Well, I do think that because of the advent of things like the Big Three and those other short-run, high-exposure kind of things, that if the league was to, say, shorten up, that there would be a vacuum that would be filled, that the players could go make some money. They could probably go find some kind of short-term. It'd be some kind of circus 3-on-3, whatever. But if there was a legitimate thing about losing, and then the other counterbalance to this is most of these guys in the league probably started making money when they were 18 in college. So they're going to have a little bit more money in the bank. And while we're not going to have the Luke Kuechly retired just so I can remember my name when I'm 40, we might have players retiring a little bit earlier because they're signing these $50 million deals when they're 25.
Yeah.
So I can see going, yeah, we'll shorten the season. I'll take a little bit less. I can fill the void at the end, and maybe it'll let me play a couple years longer if I don't play those extra 10, 15 games. I can see it, but it'll never happen.
One of the guys who said no, he said, I wish we played 10 less games, but I'm trying to make as much money as I can. I can't even lie to you.
So what? I don't think it's about less. I think it's about a longer season. Same number of games, just a longer amount of time.
They don't want to do back-to-backs and things like that?
No more back-to-backs. One game every 3 days. You start in November, you finish in August. I mean, I think that, you know what I'm saying? But you still get games every night. There's still plenty of NBA, but your team might not play but every 3 or 4 games. You get health. You don't have sit and wait. And we managed to do it in football.
November to August.
Baseball does it. I say August to the 1st of July for first day of training camp. Maybe that's it. You know, I'm just saying, I think that the answer will never be less. It's going to turn into baseball. We'll just stretch it out. You don't have to play nearly as often.
Well, but baseball, they do play every day, and that's what.
Well, that'll be the next step after that.
Yeah.
Then they'll have to justify the $1 billion a year contracts that are about 10 years away from now.
All right, let's do this. Let's give away a pair of Gunslingers tickets to the Gunslingers and the Las Vegas Nighthawks. That's April 26th at the Freeman Coliseum. That's this weekend. Caller number 5, you'll win a pair of tickets to go see the Gunslingers and the Las Vegas Nighthawks. Coming up in the next hour, I'm going to give away another Fiesta medal. Did we find out how? Like, we got one to give away, Vic? Did we talk to Nick?
No, I haven't talked to Nick.
Okay, we got to figure it out. All right, well then we're only giving away one. All right, we'll do that at 9:00. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1. Rob, you got to read something about Connecticut. You got to tell people about their water softener. Don't
go
walk
use
away
the water
yet.
here. That is not Connecticut water softener. If you didn't wake up and wash yourself clean underneath a Connecticut water softened shower, you're not doing it right. You grew up in San Antonio, you probably had one. Your parents probably had one. Your friends, your neighbors probably had one. And, you know, when you aspire to the greatest and the very best, sometimes you don't think you can afford it. Well, right now is the very best time to get the very best water softener you can get in this part of the world. See, Connecticut's are made in the United States. They got the awards to prove their quality and value and all of that. You can look all that stuff up. But to get one has not always been the easiest thing to do. Right now, if you'll call 656-PURE, that's the primary number to Connecticut San Antonio, they're going to come out and put a Connecticut in your home for the next 90 days and not ask you for a penny. They want to prove to you what I'm telling you, that it is indeed the best water softener. Now, at the end of those 90 days, you're going to be like us, like your neighbors, like your friends, and you're going to buy one, and you're going to get all kinds of good stuff, like great financing if you need it, 0% with approved credit. There's money in your old water softeners parts. They will give you some money for that. And a little bit of a gimme, a little bit of a gift, a reverse osmosis drinking station that'll land right on your sink. They got the beautiful decor to match what you have. You'll eliminate water bottles, ready water all the time at your sink. It's the best thing I've got. I paid for it. You won't. So how do you get it? Call 656-PURE. If you need more details, I know I do. Go to ConnecticutSA.com. But listen close. It is now the best time ever to go get a Connecticut water softener. Call them today. Let them take care of you. Then you can come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute is definitely filling in. Downtown, we've got an accident, 35 lower level, northbound San Pedro. We've got a lane block. On 90 eastbound General Hudnell, that wreck is in the left lane. That's a 15, 17-minute delay. Stop and go from Callahan. Roadwork at 35 southbound, that connector to westbound 1604. Roadwork blocking the ramp. And a bit sluggish, 35 southbound Wieterstein on down to Loop 410. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Timesaver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry Injury Attorneys, available 24/7.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
If you've been waiting and waiting to get your eyes taken care of, tired of wearing those glasses, tired of wearing those contacts, what are you waiting for? Now is the time to get it done. At Manrique Custom Vision Center, Dr. Manrique prides himself in getting you out of those glasses or contacts with his blade and pain-free LASIK, which is totally safe and comfortable. It will give you the best possible vision, and you can throw out the glasses and contacts. They've got over 25 years of experience, and they've done over 72,000 laser vision corrections. They offer financing to all with up to 36 months interest-free. Give them a call today to set it up. 210-354-2020. Come and see the Manrique difference for yourself. Every patient benefits from a customized vision plan that they bring to life with state-of-the-art technology, a variety of options to help make your treatment an investment you can afford and the right people. Change your vision, change your life today. It's Manrique, 210-354-2020.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Spring is here, and in South Texas, that means storms, wind, rain, and hail. If you've been hit by a storm or think you have damage, now is the time to contact Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. Don't put your trust in an out-of-town storm chaser. Stevens Roofing is a family-owned, locally based company who will be here for years to come. The team at Stevens Roofing and Solar will give you peace of mind when the storms come rolling in. Call 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
We heard him, though we didn't see him at the LA Bowl.
Yes.
We heard him. I think we heard this.
No, we saw him do the last 2 songs or something.
I guess.
Yeah.
I heard more of it than I saw.
Yeah, we heard most of when we were coming into the arena and finding our seats and stuff. He was playing.
Nice.
Football star. Jackie, by the way, Jackie ended up not being a football star.
No. Because he was sucking on chili dogs out there.
Yeah, well, Diane
I don't know what's going on
sucking
back
on
there.
chili dogs.
I don't know.
When's the last time you had a chili dog?
Actually, it's on our rotation.
Is it?
You know what? I love hot dogs.
Do you?
So
I
about
hate
once
hot
every
dogs.
6 weeks, I go
Halloween.
get hot. I have. Once I got the flat top, I love a flat top hot dog. I don't like them boiled. I like them kind of fried.
Now, are you
little
talking
dark.
about like actual frankfurters?
Actual straight up,
Like all beef hot dogs, huh?
yeah. I mean, we buy I forget the brand, the kosher brand.
Like Bar S or something like that?
No, I don't do the Bar S. We go all meat. I don't like lips and butts.
Oh, okay.
I go with the real ones. The kosher brand. I forget which one. Fry those things
I
up
can't remember, yeah.
with a little bit of celery salt. Make a Chicago dog. Make a little chili to go along with it. Dude, that's in our rotation. I probably make hot dogs once every 6 weeks or so.
Wow.
I do, and I look forward to it.
I don't like hot dogs.
I have a hot dog maker. The whole thing where you can put the hot dogs in and it steams the bun and the dogs all at the same time. I
What?
prefer them fried, but yeah, I have an all-in-one hot dog maker. My whole life, I've enjoyed them.
I don't like hot dogs. I like sausages. Like
Yeah.
I'll eat a hot dog, but it's got to be. It can't just be like the regular.
I'll get you a brat or a kielbasa. I
Yeah,
got you,
I just
but
can't
I like
do
a
a
hot dog
regular
too.
old hot
What about a
dog.
Dodger dog, which is overrated? But
No.
what about
I mean,
a Chicago dog?
I guess at the ballpark I would do it, but yeah, I mean, I had a dog when I was in Chicago. Like I went
the
and
whall,
got
the vegetables and
yeah,
the salt
peppers
and all that.
and
Yeah,
all that.
you don't like that?
It's not my thing.
Now you don't put ketchup on your dogs.
Oh
do you?
God.
Okay,
no.
at least you're eating them right.
No, if you said you've got to eat a hot dog, I mean, it would probably just be mustard
And
but
onions.
Mustard and onions and sour relish, not sweet.
Mustard
Right.
and onions. If there's chili available, I guess chili and onions would be good.
Yeah, throw some cheese on.
But
there.
if you have
Mustard
chili,
is a must.
if you have chili, I don't like chili with the mustard.
oh, see,
Ah,
I don't. I like it. I like.
I want
the
one or the other.
I want them both. And cheese.
Me too.
And
And-
if you especially can't have chili and relish. That's
Nah,
gross.
that's
a
stupid.
weird combination.
going
I'll
too
eat
far.
it anyway.
But there's
Hebrew National is
there's
what you're.
Wrigleyville, a Hebrew National.
yeah.
That's it.
Uh,
Great.
Jose's brought that up.
Fry those on your flat top. But Wrigleyville is a restaurant here in town that does great dogs, and you don't really think about getting hot dogs when you go out. But yeah, man, I'm a dog eater. I like
It's got to be. I'm a bougie hot dog guy. It's got to be a special kind of hot dog.
my kids. I eat them more than they do. I've always preferred them.
Ugh. Yeah, I can't when I was a little kid, my sister used to get she would just eat a hot dog like a cold hot dog.
No, I can't do that. No, that's for
the thought of that now makes me
that's
kind
for
of
prisoners.
physically ill.
If you're doing time in the shoe, that's what you end up with:
Hey,
hot
we
dogs
would
and
eat-
applesauce.
We would eat fideo with weenie.
I've had
yeah.
fideo with weenies. I mean, that's
That's good.
when you didn't have any hamburger meat or any other sauce. But I don't get the hatred for hot dogs. No, I don't think enough people make them at home.
I don't know. It's just not.
Ever since I
there's
got
better
the-
options.
Ever since I got my air fryer, I made them a little bit more frequent.
I
but-
just don't like boiled hot dogs. Just don't do it for me.
Nah.
Well, that's the problem,
Yeah.
isn't it? Or the microwave. Like
No,
that's
see,
what
I
most
don't-
people do. Is
No,
they
and I
boil
won't.
them.
If that's all I've got, I won't do that.
Air
But
fryer, man.
air fried or on the flat top.
That's the
yes,
only
sir.
like if I'm at a cookout or something and somebody's doing hot dogs, I'll eat one, but it has to be damn near burnt.
Oh yeah, see that's how I like them. I like them crispy and burnt like that. That's
Yeah.
how I make.
I want the darkest dog
Yeah.
on the deck.
Yeah. Which one's on there longer? That one.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to like der Wiener Schnitzel and like driven through and gotten or like
Oh, yeah,
Sonic
we
used
have.
to have a pretty good foot.
I used to do a foot long coney at Sonic.
Yeah, I used to get those. But
There's James Coney Island is a big deal in
That's it.
Houston.
We used to have a couple of Coney Islands, but I think the only one that was here was der Wiener Schnitzel, which you're not going to go just because of the name.
Yeah.
I just couldn't.
No,
bring
I
myself to
would.
do
I
it.
wouldn't drive through a hot dog place. I've got no interest in that.
The Coney Island, I've done it, and Sonic,
Sonic is good.
yeah.
I mean, Sonic's food is not good. Let's
Oh,
let's
no,
call it
let's
what
not,
it is.
Let's not go too far.
Sonic,
but
the drinks are where it's at. Sonic is a good drink
Oh,
stop.
yeah.
But the food is not,
Limeade.
and that's not what you're going for.
Cherry limeade
You're
is
going.
still the staple.
You're going for drinks or treats like ice cream or
Right.
something like that.
Not really for hamburgers.
they
or
got
hot dogs,
tots though. You can get tots.
My wife loves tots.
Love the tot.
My wife is a big tot person.
Gotta eat your tots?
Yeah, that's her favorite. Her favorite way of potatoing is totting. Tots.
Gonna eat your tots?
Yeah.
I think my kids didn't know until like a couple of years ago that Dairy Queen actually had like food that wasn't
Really?
just ice
They
cream.
I thought it was
I
all
grew up on
frozen.
those.
Yeah.
They didn't grow up with the belt buster.
Oh, yeah, they didn't get. I was the steak finger
The
basket.
steak
fella.
finger basket.
I was a hunger buster.
You know,
steak finger basket's just about as good as you can get.
in other parts of the world, like in Vegas and even up in Oregon, where my wife's from, if you go to Dairy Queen, they don't have steak finger baskets. They have chicken finger baskets, but no steak fingers. That's a Texas thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I feel lucky.
Yeah, we're blessed.
We are indeed
Yeah,
blessed.
we
are.
because
Blessed
That
Texas.
steak finger basket on a Sunday afternoon, that's not much better.
I mean,
Much better.
extra
That Texas
gravy.
toast.
Oh, the gravy. You dip the steak finger in it. You dip the toast in it.
Little bit
You
of
dip
mix
the
there.
fries in it.
Finish up with a little dilly bar action.
Oh, Lord.
I'm a Blizzard man. I don't need that dilly.
Get that dilly bar. You can
Dilly
drive.
dilly.
Drive with the dilly bar.
B. Hannon says the ocean water at Sonic is fire. It really
It is. Add
And
some rum to it.
Eric says Sonic has great cheese sticks. Eric, our definition of great cheese sticks is vastly different.
They have cheese.
They have cheese. Well, they have sticks of something. 1 hour to go. We'll be back. Morning Huddle.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
We're back in the miller's yard, who now use True Green.
Their lawn started looking like a golf course, and PGA Tour golfers made it their favorite stop.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
Join us for San Antonio's premier Fiesta event, Taste of the Northside, presented by HEB, Thursday, May 1st at 6. Experience gourmet food and wine tastings, sip on elevated spirits and cold brews, and enjoy live entertainment at our new location, The Rock at La Cantera. All proceeds benefit Brighton Center, serving children with disabilities and developmental delays in San Antonio. Limited all-inclusive tickets are $300 in advance and can be purchased at tasteofthenorthside.org. Viva Fiesta.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-383-7733. That's 800-383-7733.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District understands that keeping your child safe is your top priority. Vaccines are safe and can help your child's immune system fight harmful germs. They protect against serious diseases and can even save lives. Because when it comes to your child's health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. Learn more at sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part?
Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute is definitely filling in. Downtown, we've got an accident, 35 lower level, northbound San Pedro. We've got a lane block. On 90 eastbound General Hudnell, that wreck is in the left lane. That's a 17-minute delay. Stop and go from Callahan. Road work at 35 southbound, that connector to westbound 1604. Road work blocking the ramp. And a bit sluggish, 35 southbound Weederstein on down to Loop 410. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Timesaver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA playoffs last night, the Knicks fell to the Detroit Pistons at home in the Garden, 100-94. The Pistons held on behind Cade Cunningham's 33. In the nightcap, the Denver Nuggets fell to the L.A. Clippers, 105-102 behind Kawhi's 39. In college basketball news, the presumptive number 1 overall pick and John Wooden Award winner Cooper Flagg announced he has decided to enter the NBA draft. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yes, friends. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 1 hour to go. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. We're going home after that.
Well, there's only 57 hours, 58 minutes, and 54 seconds for the draft, so we got to make this time count.
God, it feels like it's upon us.
It was at 60 hours when I got here.
I know. I mean, it's time flying. Bubba knows it's 61 hours, 62 hours when we got here.
I got here late.
No, you didn't get here that late. I mean, that was 60 hours was
6 o'clock.
2 hours ago. Now we're just under 58. I mean, we've been here for at least
I remember when it was
84
hours. I remember way back when.
Oh, I remember that too.
I had such high hopes way back then.
Well,
so much has changed since that clock started.
I was younger. Back then.
Virile.
I'm much older.
Cared.
I'm much older than that now.
I'm now jaded and just wore out.
Grumpy and bad attitude. Yeah. Well, it'll all turn. That frown will turn upside down when in about 57 hours and 57 minutes and 57 seconds. Oh wow, that was
honestly,
cool. 57. It was.
That's not ever going to happen again.
That's not until next year. We won't get that on the countdown. Oh my God, that was awesome. Awesome, man. Nice. Oh. Maybe later on today it'll be all 5s. Oh, how cool would that be?
I'm gonna have to stay glued to the screen to
Yeah.
see such things. I hope I have my camera up. I hope
stay
I'm
up.
ready. I hope I'm ready when it happens.
Oh man!
You ever see those people that will take a picture of their odometer when it spells out boobs or something?
Yeah.
I'm never ready. Like I didn't know it was coming.
I did mine at 100,000 when it went from 99 to 100.
That's depressing.
I know.
That's when you know.
Hey, that's
the
accomplishment.
moment you saw that click, there went
Yeah.
$1,000. Click, I just lost $1,000.
Hey, but I kept the car live that long. That's what I'm proud of.
Well, I mean,
still
if
going.
If your car doesn't last 100,000 miles, like that's not much of a car, is it?
No.
Every car is supposed to last at least 100,000.
Had a bunch of
try
Fords
not to
that
find
don't.
out. You know, it's kind of like,
No.
man, what am I still doing?
Yeah.
Some people
I
look
drive
at it
mine
as
into the damn
some people look at it as a
ground.
badge of honor. That's me. No, I want it to carry on.
I'm taking a picture of the no car payment.
Go away.
Yeah, that's a nice picture.
Yeah.
That's what I like. That's what I like to see.
That's right.
All right. We've talked about Kirk Cousins. Apparently, the rumors are, and maybe this is by design, that the Atlanta Falcons are asking way too much in return for Kirk Cousins. Reports are that Atlanta, while it says they're publicly saying they're not working hard to move Cousins, ESPN has reported that the Falcons privately have had discussions with many teams, but the return is kind of a non-starter. Atlanta has reportedly asked interested teams to pay $20 million of the $45 in guarantees Cousins has left on his contract, and no team has been willing to do that so far. The Cleveland Browns were kind of the presumptive favorites because obviously, they have a need, and Cousins has worked with Kevin Stefanski before. And I guess maybe we'll see after the draft if the Browns end up not upgrading at quarterback, maybe they decide to make a call. I don't know. But it says there's a feeling around the league that a team like Minnesota or Pittsburgh may be willing to pay down $10 million instead of $20. And Pittsburgh, to me, and I know, Aaron will do it for 7 M's. I'd much rather take a shot with Kirk Cousins than Aaron Rodgers.
I think for this year, absolutely. But that is a significant cost. In Atlanta, I had a friend, still do. He buys a house, and the moment he buys it, moves in, he puts a for sale sign out.
Because he's just trying to make some money.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it for an
money.
X, and I'll leave it on the market for 60 days. Nobody buys it. I'll pull it off, and I'll put it on in another couple of months. And every time, within a couple of years, somebody buys it. And, this is the price. You don't want to carry on about your day. I don't need to sell it. I live here. But when you're ready, come back and call me. And I think that's Atlanta. They're waiting for either somebody like Pittsburgh to get desperate early, or before the trade deadline next year, somebody going to get hurt. Somebody going to get hurt, and they're going to hope that it's a team that's good enough, desperate enough, and willing enough to leverage the future to go get a guy with an arm. And other than that, and for Atlanta's side, too, I don't think they're sure on Penix. I mean, that's telling me that
they should be.
And rightfully so. So why make a deal when I've got the best of both worlds? I could make a deal and make my team better anytime I want. Anything that Atlanta could wake up tomorrow and make a deal and make their team better if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Or they could wait until August, or they could wait until October, and they might have a Penix and a quarterback where they can make that deal even better for them because they can rest comfortably that they drafted a quarterback that can play for them. I don't know that yet.
The thing is, whatever you think of Penix and or Cousins at this point, the Falcons overpaid.
Oh,
they
got hosed.
Seriously were overpaid on Kirk Cousins. The question now is, like, even if you do think, maybe you think he's better than Penix, maybe you think they're equals.
I don't know.
But if you can save some of that money, then I think they're going to try to save some of that money.
I can't imagine Kirk Cousins finishes next season as a Falcon. I just can't imagine. That's just such it's such an albatross of money.
Well, I think he's unhappy in that situation. Like, he knows he doesn't have much longer, and like he wants to play while he still can. And Kirk Cousins is certainly one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the league.
I think he's in the top 15. I mean, on a all things being equal, when it's not an important game and they're playing at noon and he's under the sun and all those things that they talk about. But no, it's a crazy world, but it's not crazy to the point that Kirk Cousins is holding a clipboard in Atlanta while other teams are running out Kenny Pickett. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, 4-year, $180 million deal he signed last year. They still owe $45 in guarantees.
There'll be a team willing to take on that Russell deal. There'll be a team that's willing to do it.
I mean, you get 3 years of it, and if it's going to cost you $20 million to do it, okay.
And see, even us now in pre-draft mode can still see a way to justify paying Cousins.
Yeah.
Even right now, when the oyster's out there and every team can get a quarterback if they really want one. Even now, we go, well, somebody going to pay Cousins, and he's going to play probably in 2 uniforms this season. So it's going to happen. It's just going to be the first team to blink.
Because Kirk Cousins it's the devil we know.
Yes.
I mean, we know that I don't know that Kirk Cousins is ever going to be good again. What I do know is Kirk Cousins is a safer bet than anybody in this draft.
And they're going to have – and Atlanta's not going to get out of this unscathed. They're going to try to get out from underneath this. They're going to have to pay, probably $20 million is going to come out of your pocket for being the idiot that signed him to this. But you'll get rid of him and you'll bring some talent in the door, maybe also, a 3rd round or 4th round pick.
That's the thing. The more a team pays of the money, the less of the actual return you're going to get.
You're going to have to eat it, but you'll get some talent, maybe a mid-level pick, but you will make your team better when you decide to do it.
That's what I would do if I were the Falcons. I would just say, We'll eat the $45 million. We blew it on that, but we want a 2nd-round pick.
Make me better, and we'll make a deal. I agree with that, and you can sit and wait. Again, they might need him. I don't know what Penix is going to do.
Yeah, it's certainly not a sure thing. But yeah, 4 years, $180 million, and then you draft a quarterback. The Falcons are just inept.
You think you got problems? Look at what I'm paying my quarterback. You think you got problems?
Well. That's true, but at least you're you haven't benched Dak for a.
That's true. But it sounds like I'd love to be paying Dak
for a rookie.
I'd love to be paying Dak Kirk Cousins money.
Yeah, Dak makes Kirk Cousins money in like 6 weeks. He's already earned all that. But no, I would imagine that, like you said, I don't think Kirk Cousins stays in Atlanta for long. Even if they're not actively moving, at some point an opportunity is going to open up, and some team is going to be willing to pay.
Yeah, and inept guys can make this deal because they're going to bring the deals to you. You don't have to make the deal. They're going to show you this is what we'll do for you.
The problem is, and we've talked about it with Jerry Jones, the time you need it is when the cost goes up. Like,
yes,
if you're running let's say you run a glass shop, an auto glass shop, and somebody drives up and they don't have a windshield.
How much you got?
Yeah, when they say how much for a new windshield, well, you don't have to give them a discount.
How much you got?
Yeah, like once it's known that you've got a need, the price goes up. So if somebody wants Kirk Cousins on the value menu, they can probably get him right now. Because the Falcons...
If you're willing to write the check. I think they're just looking for some financial relief, and everybody's going to kind of wait and see, well, eventually you're going to have to write checks to him too. So I'm going to see if I can wait you out to where you're desperate to get rid of him, or I'm going to wait for... And Atlanta's looking at him. If you really want him, you can have him today. You can have him today if you want him, but it's going to cost you this.
Pay some of this dough. Pay some of this dough. I saw another mock draft. This one... I don't know what to think anymore. And this guy may end up looking a fool. But on CBS, they did a mock draft. How many quarterbacks do you think win in round 1?
I'm going to stick with I'm going to say 3 because I think 4 is actually going to happen. I know 2 is going to happen, so I'll go to 3.
How about 1?
Well, see, that would be so. Whoever this is believes in the better angels of the manpower dudes in the NFL. The talent acquirers, he looks at them and say, no pressure from without, no pressure from fans, no pressure from owners. If you were just drafting talent, there would be 1 taken, and it would be maybe in the top 3, and then we wouldn't see another one gone.
Yeah, so this is Jonathan Jones of CBS, and he said, you may notice there's no Shedeur Sanders or any quarterback of any name other than Cam Ward in this mock draft. Sanders could be the next rookie Giants quarterback at number 3, as I write below, or he could be a target in the late 1st, early 2nd rounds, like referenced here. So, yeah, he's got only 1 quarterback going in round 1.
They're not that smart.
I don't think so either.
It's just
part of me says like that's the way that it should be.
Yes.
But my guess it at a minimum somebody trades up either with the Eagles or the Chiefs or the Bills or someone like that, and takes one late at the end of the first round.
There's no way only one goes. There's just no way, especially at 32, especially at the end of the first round where you get that extra year, but basically you're paying second-round money. Dude, I can't imagine that happens. But if it did go that way, it would prove that the better angels prevailed, and the talent guys said, we're drafted best available. That's it.
It does have the Dallas Cowboys taking Matthew Golden, receiver from Texas, with their first pick.
Edwin has been on Golden for the last couple of weeks. I'm starting to believe him. It just really feels like that's going to be the pick.
I don't.
Well, what did we have yesterday? The kid from Arizona.
Yeah, Tet McMillan. I don't love receivers that are under 6 foot. Like generally, I like a bigger dude, but what are you going to do? He runs really,
he's
really
very fast.
He runs really fast.
Feels the need.
All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, I'm going to give away that Fiesta medal, our 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star Fiesta medal. We'll do that on the other side, and we'll take a look at what's going on in the world outside of sports. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Let's talk a little bit about Twin Peaks on a Tuesday afternoon. You've earned it. It's Tuesday. Go celebrate the right way at the 4 locations surrounding our beautiful San Antonio. And have you ever had a Howler Head Banana Bourbon? Go bananas before the next round of the UFC fights with a Howler Head Banana Bourbon. Or maybe you're chasing some Cuervo. Kick the fight into gear with a fine tequila poured perfectly for you at Twin Peaks. Bud Light Ice Buckets and Happy Dad Buckets as Father's Day is just around the corner. The way to celebrate with friends of like mind. The food coming out of the kitchen is always scratch-made. No matter the event, no matter the game, no matter the course, no matter where it is, you can always find it in one of the hundreds of TVs that you're going to see at every one of the Twin Peaks. You see, entertainment's a matter of degrees when you go over there. 360 degrees of TVs, 29-degree cold beer. Yes, that's why you go. The mixologists look as good as the drinks they're pouring. The eats are spectacular. The drinks are icy cold. But why do we go to Twin Peaks? It's easy. It's those scenic views.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a few trouble spots as you head into your midday commute. 90 eastbound, General McMullen, left lane blocked with an accident. 35 southbound, Judson Road. This wreck is on the median. On 1604 eastbound, 281, disabled vehicle, center lane. 281 southbound at Bassey. This wreck has been moved off to the right shoulder. And at 281 southbound before Nakoma, that's a stall, left shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Timesaver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Cavender Toyota. Need new tires? Cavender Toyota has you covered. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th for just $1. With expert technicians and the same quality service that San Antonians have come to rely on. Visit them today. Cavender Toyota, where confidence is Cavender.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. Your San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for the Viva Fiesta Viva Brahmas home opener this Sunday, April 27th at 2 p.m. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Get your tickets today at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com for tickets. Our town, our team, our herd.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's gonna audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically.
integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. A very handsome reward indeed. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash and non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% IRA boost on annual contributions, sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
All right, Morning Huddle 94.1.
Did you watch any of the Boston Marathon? You see where a brother won it and his other brother had won it before. It's the first time brothers have won it. He was Kenyan, I think.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
It wasn't somebody from Southie who won it. It was a
Kenyan. I don't think Americans win
We're not
those
allowed
things
to.
anymore. Yeah,
We can.
we're not good at running for long distances.
No, what we're good at.
No.
I was going to say something really off, but I won't do that.
Yeah. Have you seen Drew Carey's latest girlfriend?
No. I know that he's had a predilection for a certain type of trashy woman over the years.
Well, Drew Carey, who is 66 years old.
Holy cow.
Has gotten himself
The price is right, baby.
a 37-year-old adult content creator named Nikki Schuyler.
It's working for us.
Niki Schuyler.
I bet there's a heart in there.
She's an OnlyFans model.
Nice.
They've been spotted out having lunch. He signed up, liked what he saw, and slid into her DMs. So he literally found a gal on OnlyFans.
So, dude, you got all this money. You got spokesmodels down the hall.
Uh-huh.
And you're creeping around OnlyFans?
Uh-huh.
Man, we're dogs. Men are just dogs. We're just
Carey?
useless.
Yeah.
And
Oh
Drew doesn't
my
look like
God.
he. No, he's aged.
Yeah, he looks rough.
That price of right grind will just take it out of you, man.
It does.
Just
I was
behind
gonna say.
being president, it's a hard job. Bob Barker
Schuyler
died at 20.
She was the Penthouse Pet of the Month in April of 2017. And in that interview with the Penthouse magazine, she said that older men turned her on.
Good for
and
him.
turns out it worked out. And it says now remember he had a fiance who was murdered.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, he had a fiance who got murdered by her ex-boyfriend.
What, didn't he have some trouble with some call girls in the past too? I don't want to besmirch the man.
I'm not sure.
I feel like there was some rumors.
I'm not sure, but I know that he didn't date for a while after that. So maybe that's what he was doing. Like he was like to.
I get it. And now it makes some sense. This is self-protection and self-medicating.
He said it destroyed me for a while earlier. This was him earlier this year. Destroyed me for a while. I still don't date. I have women I go out with and spend time with, but it's all platonic and I don't care about anything else.
So that's why I love
when he says platonic, he really means he gives them money and they have sex with them.
We don't talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh Lordy.
Yeah. She's a saucy gal.
Yes, he is. Go ahead, Drew Carey. He looks better with his hair drawn out too.
And someone said, there's some of the comments on the post. The proud father posing with his daughter. Wait, what? Oh. And then one said, why do you think this young model, quote, model, is spending time with Drew Carey, who's worth almost $200 million? Perplexing.
Drew Carey's worth almost $200 million?
Yeah.
A lot of money on that Price is Right.
What the heck?
He likes naughty girls, and she likes money.
And there you have it. Perfect combo.
Listen, man. These old dudes with money, they've figured out the game. If my wife tragically died and I became a rich old man, would I rather date some gal I met at the nursing home in the bingo hall or
the nurse?
Some young hot prize? I think I'm going to go for the hot prize, even though,
you're creeping on DMs, though, man.
Well, how else are you going to talk to her, Rob?
I don't know. It just feels like there's got to be a better way.
His way seemed to work.
Well, it did.
It seemed to work.
He obviously didn't send a profile pic.
No, well, she knew.
Well, on the first meet.
Yeah.
Because I've tried to be him on many of them.
Oh, you've
acted like I was Drew Carey. It didn't work for me.
Hello, I'm the famous host of The Price is Right.
I'm a host of a pretty famous game show.
I was once the star. I'm not going to tell you my name, but I was once the star of a show called The Drew Carey Show.
Yes. I can improv with the best of them. I don't want to brag, but I can improv.
Let's get to know each other and see where it goes from here.
But first, you're gonna have to tell me how much does this bottle of floor wax cost?
He's lucky. He is lucky.
Yeah, he got that, Vic.
Man,
he got that. Elsewhere in the news, our old friend the Tiger King is back. Joe Exotic.
Oh, here we go.
Please.
That bitch Carol Baskin isn't going to ruin his dating life.
He's married. Didn't he get married? Or
He
got divorced?
just got married again.
Oh, there we go. See, it's fertile ground there in the prison.
It is now his sixth marriage. Joe Exotic, who is serving a 21-year prison sentence for attempted murder for hire.
Carol Baskin.
That bitch Carol Baskin. He's now gotten married to Jorge Flores Maldonado.
Everybody's got a type.
Who is also a fellow inmate.
Well, of course.
And also Joe Exotic, 62 years old.
Yeah.
Jorge Maldonado, 33 years old.
Sugar daddy.
Oh,
Sugar
what?
daddy.
Big rich TV star? What?
Well, didn't he ask for a pardon?
He did. He didn't get one. He begged Joe Biden, and Joe Biden didn't give him one. And then now he's been asking Trump, help me out, brother. We're just a couple TV stars, me and you.
Yeah.
But he called his new husband his life, his whole life.
Until he gets paroled.
And they look so good together. What a handsome couple they are. Joe Exotic with his mustache and his neck
Is that
tattoo.
what he looks like in prison?
That's what he looks like.
He used to wear a camo cap in prison?
Yep.
That's awful.
Doesn't Madonna have a younger dude? Doesn't Cher have a younger?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
They're
both in their 70s, and I think they got their 20-year-olds.
He captioned his post, which, by the way, I mean, it's nice that you can post on Instagram when you're in prison. Like that's pretty cool. Right. He captioned the post. He has gotten me through so much fighting cancer under these conditions. All I pray to God for is Trump will allow me to enjoy my life a little outside with him before it's too late. I love you, Jorge. You are my life. Oh, that's so sweet.
I'm glad he's in prison. I don't think he's been paying attention to the news.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm not sure that Trump and him are on the same page in a lot of this.
Yeah, because his
married a Mexican.
His new husband is from Mexico.
Oh, here we go.
And but he said now the quest of getting married in prison and getting him asylum, or we'll be leaving America when we both get out.
At least no anchor baby trouble.
No, well, you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Where'd this picture come from?
That's a picture they posted together.
Is that AI?
I think so.
It has to be, right? Unless that's one nice prison.
Because look, his face looks too clean.
Oh yeah, he's trying to look hot.
Yeah, there he is, right there.
That's what he really looks like.
And the higher plan.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that again. That was funny.
His now husband is in prison for immigration-related issues. So, yeah, not good. But the Tiger King is, of course, he is always maintaining his innocence. He says, "I never tried to kill that bitch Carol Baskin. I was just kidding about getting her killed. I was kidding." Now, his ex-husbands, now remember he married a couple guys back in 2014, and then he got married again to a guy named J.C. Hartpence, who now does like a traveling animal show. This Tiger King really likes to marry other guys who are, with similar interests. You like animals? Let's get married.
Let's get married, yeah.
I think if you've got a tiger, you have some kind of bizarre sexual predilection. I'm just going to go there.
Why do you believe that?
Because when it peeled that scab and we saw the Tiger King and then we saw that other dude that had tigers somewhere in like South Carolina. Now he's in jail for some sort of sexual assault. I think this whole thing is some sort of fetish.
Well, it could be. I would like I really want a cheetah. Because cheetahs apparently, have you ever heard a cheetah?
Yeah, they squeak.
And
they sound like
squeak,
a cat.
and then they meow. Yeah. Like they sound just like a regular cat. And apparently, they're not, they don't want to eat people. So if you come across a cheetah in the wild, they're not gonna attack you. They'll just run away from you. Whereas a tiger or a lion or a jaguar would eat you. I would like a giant cat that I have no fear of being eaten by.
There's no such thing. The cheetah wants to eat you just as much as Kitty Big Balls. They all want to kill us. They all do.
I don't know. Kitty Big Balls loves me.
Oh, he would. If he had ready access to food all the time, he'd kill you tomorrow.
I don't believe that.
It's
to
a
be
cat
true.
thing. He doesn't have any control
I think that's my real friend.
It's a basal reflex.
That's my real friend, Rob. And you saying that is hurtful, quite frankly.
The cheetah would kill you too, or give you a.
That cat waits for AJ every morning.
Yeah, he's figuring out ways to get in his car and kill him. Cats. I don't trust them.
I guess it's somewhat possible. Well, speaking of, F around and find out, this guy in Israel was out. They were out, they were out in the ocean.
Oh, okay.
No,
going on in Israel.
Well, not that. This is somebody having fun in Israel right now. And there were endangered sandbar sharks, and there are onlookers who approach the sharks, and the people have been saying, hey, don't get around these sharks, they're endangered. It's they think that these are kind of the kind of sharks you can get around. A lot of people want to go touch them. Well, now one of the guys who went out to touch the sharks is missing. I wonder why.
Well, I looked it up. Sandbar shark sounds like it might be a relatively tame-looking shark. I don't know why. Maybe small. It's not. It's a shark.
It looks like a shark.
It's a straight-up shark. It could be.
Why would
Jaws.
you think this is the? Do you think this is the friendly shark?
Well, you think
what are we doing?
sandbar might be nice, kind of hanging around by the shore, hiding out. Might be able to pet it. No, this is a full-on 6-foot shark. This is
Israelis flocked in large numbers to the beach during a week-long holiday, sharing the water with a dozen or more sharks. Some tugged on the sharks' fins, while others threw them fish to eat. The sharks can stretch 13 feet long and weigh up to 750 pounds.
Deer shark.
The dusky sharks.
Deer shark.
Sandbar sharks are smaller, growing to about 8 feet and 220 pounds. But once they bite you, it doesn't really matter how big they are because
they got teeth.
And once you start bleeding in the water, a dozen sharks aren't going to go, oh, well, we're friendly. No, they're going to eat you because they're sharks, and that's what sharks do. They do shark stuff.
Vic, you ever caught a shark?
Oh, yeah. Black tip. And
how big?
I don't know. Maybe
size of a dog?
About 40 inches.
You throw it
40
back?
inches. That's big.
Oh, yeah, we threw it back. Meat's too tough.
I've caught some sharks, and you have to soak them. They urinate through their skin, right? They pee
it's
through
too
their
much
skin,
trouble.
So you got to do all kinds
it
of
was
things.
just cool fighting it and taking the pictures and showing the people on the pier.
And I've
then
caught
we threw it
little
back.
ones that, and
No,
you can get the hook out.
It was about this big.
But I've never even dreamed of pulling a shark's tail.
I'd kill it if I caught one.
Nah.
I'd chop his head right off.
Good luck. That's tough meat. Tough skin.
Those things don't want to have their head cut off. They fight you.
I had the sharpest knife. The sharpest knife you can possibly have, and I still had trouble cutting part of the shark that one time we were going to keep it. And ever since then, we never did.
As a
it was
kid,
just too tough.
we caught a hammerhead off of Destin, Florida one time, about 8 foot off of a boat. And we never, we just cut the line. As soon as we saw it come above the line, we lost that hook.
Yep, that's gone.
I'm not going in after that one.
I don't mess with sharks. I don't like sharks. In fact, I'm pretty much against sharks.
So we have a missing Israeli and a fat shark swimming around the sandbars.
Yeah, because people were tugging on their fins. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, it was a kosher meal.
Oh, well,
they're messing with it. They're effing with it.
Like I say, you F around and find out. I bet if I smacked around old Kitty Big Balls, he probably would kill me, but I'm friendly to him. I don't pull on his tail.
Yeah.
You said F around. I think of it more as culling the flock.
Well, maybe that's what it is.
Who here wants to go pull on a shark's tail? You do? Next.
Look, it was almost like that size when I caught. Just like that.
There's a video of the guy. The guy says, "What a huge shark! Whoa, he's coming towards us." Then there's a boy standing, and he says, "Don't move." And he says, "I'm leaving." And then the man says, "What are you, afraid of the sharks?"
Yes.
And then, the guy that wasn't afraid of sharks goes out and swims close to him, tries to touch him. Guess what? Oh, it goes underwater, doesn't come back up.
Would you get in a shark cage? Would you get in one of those things? No, me either. I've seen too many times those things go wrong.
I don't understand who's into this. Like, what are you doing?
They're
Sharks
adrenaline junkies.
They are just killing machines. Like, jump out of a plane, do something else. Like, it's much safer.
Feed a stray cat.
Yeah, lots of. It's so funny because I'm not really risk averse, except when it comes to
stupid stuff,
sharks and snakes. I don't mess around with those things.
I'm not going to try to.
No good comes from
charm a snake, and I'm not going to get into a shark cage.
Like, when's the last time you had a positive experience with a shark? Okay.
Nope.
Yeah. When's the last time you had a positive experience with a snake? I have never had one.
Nope.
So why?
Not negative, but not positive either.
But if you never get joy from these things, what's the point of having them around?
Well, the kind of thing I look at it, if you don't want to get killed by a truck, don't play in the street.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to get eaten by a shark, don't get in a cage.
I wish sharks would be extinct.
Oh, no.
I do. I want to be done with them.
There's millions of them.
I'm not. They have their place.
Nope. Their place should be.
Well, have you seen how the orcas, the killer whales, are killing all the sharks?
I like
they're
those
roaming
killer
the
whales.
earth and taking out the big ones.
I like those
bullies.
Kill all the sharks. And they take a bite out of those sharks and make them their bitch. That's what. Though it's good for the sharks to feel like, hey, we're not the king of the food chain. They need to feel that way.
They're the top in the ocean.
Well, they're not as on top of that killer whale that's eating them.
Have you seen? There's a pair of killer whales
because they tag team them,
and they have traveled the earth literally, and all they do is eat the livers of giant great white sharks.
Yep.
And they showed up off the coast of South Africa a couple of years ago, and every shark ran away. There was no more shark attacks in South Africa, at least off Cape Town, and it dried up all the tourism business because everybody was going out to see the sharks. You've seen the videos of Shark Week when they hit those tires and they go straight out of the water flipping like they've hit them. They're gone. Yeah. They all went to South Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, all went to Australia.
Listen, man, the ocean is the scariest place. Like, people don't realize there's all kinds of terrifying monsters underwater.
Yes.
Like,
that's why I live here.
Yeah. I choose to live on land.
I live here.
Because there are some crazy things at the bottom of the ocean that we don't even see. We haven't even discovered all the disgusting things in there. Yeah. I hate the ocean.
So remember, was it like 2 weeks ago they discovered that new fish?
Uh-huh.
And they showed us the video of the new fish
too.
And we thought it was a horrifying, terrifying fish.
Yeah.
And then we realized it was only about 4 inches long.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What is that?
But it still looks.
It looked terrifying up close. Like, my God, that thing's in the
touch
ocean. And you're like, that's only 4 inches long.
Would you want to touch it?
No.
Of course not.
No, I wouldn't want to touch it.
Anglerfish. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I hate that fish.
And I bet there's a bigger one someplace.
Yeah,
that's it. See, they showed that, and then they showed the hand beside it, and I thought,
yeah, see, that's the actual size.
Now I'm just kind of
I don't want to hold
mildly amused.
It makes it even more terrifying because you wouldn't even see it coming.
No, you'd lose a pinky toe.
That thing bite onto your sack. Yeah. Imagine that's
hell no.
If your sack is available to it, you deserve it.
I mean, listen, to swim up your trunks if you're in the ocean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm against that. All right, let's take our last break of the day. But before we do, I want to give away a Fiesta medal.
Ooh.
Oh,
like gold these are.
Fiesta.
Yes, they are.
Let's see. How should we give this one away, Vic? My question yesterday was too hard, apparently. Oh, I know. Let's do this. What's the food that I don't like but Rob eats every few weeks?
Perfect.
And I'm apparently in the minority. The first person to call Vic and tell him what that food is, you're going to win our Fiesta medal, our 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star Fiesta medal. So first caller to call and give that answer to Vic, congratulations. We'll get you one of those medals. All right, we'll be back. We'll wrap up the show the way we always do by taking a look at the daily lines. And it's a lot easier to see the daily lines without having to wear glasses, without having to wear contacts. And you can get that. You can get that from Manrique Custom Vision. Stop carrying around those glasses, a case with your glasses, and having to stick your finger in your eye and get your contacts dry up. It all sucks. You don't want to deal with that. With this blade-free, pain-free LASIK they've got in Manrique Custom Vision, it can change the whole dang game for you, man. Give you the best possible vision without glasses, without contacts. Dr. Manrique has over 25 years of experience, which is crazy to begin with. The number that really threw me, though, 72,000. He's done over 72,000 laser vision corrections. If you're worried about the money part of it, don't. The 36 months interest-free financing. Give them a call today. It's 210-354-2020. Come see the Manrique difference for yourself. Stop messing around with those glasses and those contacts. See the Manrique difference. Manrique Custom Vision.
What up, fellow Gen Xers? Elizabeth Banks here. As the original Latchkey kids, we took things into our own hands, like house keys and video game controllers. And now it's time for us to do it again, because the recommended age to get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. We're at over 6 times greater risk compared to adults under 50. So go to vaxassist.com and schedule. Gen X, this is our shot. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Big cash giveaway, yeah. $250,000, yes. The next 10 months, GimmeTheVin.com is giving back. Everyone that sells us their car gets put in the drawing, and monthly we're pulling out $25,000 and giving it to you. So not only are we the top of the market buyer, but you got a chance to win $25,000. That's what we mean by big cash giveaway. GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Listen up, San Antonio. At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can get college credit for the stripes you've earned. Turn your military rank into college credit to save time and money on an online degree. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu/SATX.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website at lawyerforus.com.
Transforming your land with a John Deere compact tractor is as easy as connect, latch, load, haul, spread. Cutting grass is as simple as roll, click, mow. Box blading is as effortless as hook, lock, grade. And backhoeing is as convenient as turn around, switch, dig. Because when you've got the versatility to tackle just about any job and dealer support in your own backyard, you just have to get in the seat. Find the right compact tractor for you at johndeere.com.
Guys over 40, tired of low energy, just not feeling like yourself? Testosterone replacement therapy by Synergenics is the answer. Don't waste time waiting for online services when you can start today. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it is covered by most major insurance. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, see a medical provider, and feel great today. During April, the consultation is free. Why wait when you can be seen now? Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com. Feel like you again.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
AD on YouTube says buy a cover for your TV.
Problem with that.
There's always a problem.
My brother has a cover on his. You can't see.
You're talking about the protective screen. He's talking about a cover like for a grill.
Just a cover. Okay,
yes,
I got
to keep the dust out of the back.
When I get home tonight, take the blower out, and I'm going to blow the dust off of that thing.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Coming out of my cage, and I'm doing just fine. It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss.
Who is this?
This is the
Killers.
Killers.
That's
Yeah.
right. I like the Killers.
This is the Sports Star medal. It's very, very fancy, very shiny.
Yeah.
Even like kind of glittery. I like it. It's got a sombrero on it. I'm actually going to wear that hat to Fiesta.
You should.
I got nervous because it says AJ will show it when we come back from break, and I thought,
oh yeah, it's like, oh wait a minute.
I was like, well, wait a minminute, Alexander, what are you asking for?
They just wanted to see it.
Okay, I know.
That's all.
But they wanted to see the medal.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I almost came back from break with my pants on.
I was gonna say no, not now.
Well, big deal. Big deal.
Just don't stand up.
If you've seen one, you've seen them all. If you've seen one, you've seen them all.
No, that's not true.
All right, let's wrap up the show the way we always do, taking a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Playoff hoops, baby. Milwaukee's at Indiana. Pacers up 1-0 in the series. Pacers 4-point favorites. Totals 229 in this one. Bucks bounce back or they roll over?
Man, I picked the Bucks in this because I felt like Giannis and the superstarness was enough. But, man, what I saw from the Pacers was the playoff Pacers, not the regular season Pacers. I think I like the 4.
Even with Tyrese Halliburton, the most overrated player in the league, according to his peers?
That's the reason I picked Giannis and the Bucks to win this thing. But they're proving me wrong. But I like the Pacers. They look really good the other night.
All right, Memphis at Oklahoma City. Thunder minus 14.5 in a playoff game.
You know, this is a professional basketball team that won a lot of basketball games.
Yep.
And if you had any pride at all, it would be under 14.
So
I'm just not sure they've got the pride.
I'm not sure that they are. I'm not sure that pride even gives them an option.
I'm not even sure that the pride would be enough. But 14 is huge in April, and I don't care the sport, whether it's hockey or anything else. But, yeah, they're big enough, man. They're going to cover 14.
Because it's like, even, pride's one thing, but at some point you need, like, skill that matches your
that was just as bad as anything I've ever seen. So let's go. You're half as bad. Okay, you only lose by 25. Okay, you're only a quarter as bad. Okay, then you only lose by 14.
Okay. I'm looking at the season series between these two teams. Obviously, the 53-point win in the playoffs may skew things a little. This team, they played in March. This was in Oklahoma City. 125-104 Thunder win. Then they played February 8th. They played in Memphis. 125-112 Thunder win.
They're consistent offensively anyway.
December 29th in Oklahoma City, 130-106.
So you're saying bet the over.
And what was the last score? Oh, they've only played 3 times. So they're 3-0. The margins have been 24, 13, and 17.
So I'm liking 14.
I'm taking a Thunder.
Pretty comfortable with 14.
They're going to drill them. The Grizzlies suck. The Thunder, they're just too good on defense. They're going to take away Ja and nothing else is going to matter. Lakers Timberwolves. How about Lakers -6 hosting the Wolves? I think I want to back the Wolves.
I like the Lakers.
6 points? They just beat the snot out of these Lakers.
I'm just going to, until I see it twice, I'm just going to go with that was playoff Redick.
You're going to say it was a fluke?
Well, I'm just saying that's JJ's first playoff game as a coach. It was Luka's first playoff game with LeBron. I'm just going to throw that as they just weren't ready. They better be damn competitive, if not win this. And if they're down 0-2, this whole thing's over. So I'm going to take the Lakers just because of savvy.
In the quest for Lord Stanley's Cup, the Carolina Hurricanes -270 against the Devils. Vicky Valancourt is the Devil. The Toronto Maple Leafs -180 against the Senators of Ottawa. The Florida Panthers take the long road trip up to Tampa, where they are the Lightning -120, the favorites there, and the Vegas Golden Knights -245 favorites against the Minnesota Wild. Wild thing, suck it tonight.
Back on the
Get
Bucks.
your ass kicked.
I think Dame might be playing tonight too.
Okay.
It might. I don't know how much of the effect.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
But I do think he's playing tonight.
In Major League Baseball, the Guardians host the Yankees. Will Warren for the Yanks, Tanner Bibby for the Guardians. Yankees -115. Guardians remains the worst name in professional sports. Besides Utah Hockey Club. The San Diego Padres, Nick Pivetta at Jack Flaherty, and the Tigers -115. Nick Martinez and the Reds go to Miami to take on Edward Cabrera and the Marlins. Reds -120. Orioles send Dean Kramer to the mound, -135 in Washington against Mitchell Parker and the Nationals. Bryce Miller goes for the Mariners. They are in Boston. Brian Bello goes for the Red Sox. Red Sox -130. Christopher Sanchez goes for the Phillies. They are -135 in New York, taking on the Mets. Griffin Canning going for the Metropolitans. Andre Payante and the St. Louis Cardinals, they head to the Atlanta Braves. Braves -155. Rockies are at the Royals. Chris Bubich on the hill for the Royals. The Royals -225. Davis Martin and the White Sox take on the Twins. Bailey Ober going for the Twins. They're minus 260. God, playing the White Sox. Imagine being a starting pitcher and your name lines up against the White Sox. You're like, hell yeah, Bubba. Dustin May and, what a game. Dustin May and the Dodgers go to Chicago to take on Shota
Yes, sir.
Imanaga.
He had a nice outing last out. He's playing.
The Dodgers minus 120 on the road. Total's 8.5. I'm going under 8.5 in the Dodgers-Cubs games. Shota. Gonna Shota them down. Chris Bassett and the Blue Jays, they're going to Houston to take on Ronel Blanco and the Astros. That's a pick'em game. Minus 110 both ways. The Pirates, Bailey Falter at the Angels. Jose Soriano for the Angels. Angels minus 205. Seems like a really large number for the L.A. Angels. I don't know that they're worth a damn. Jose Soriano, minus 205 on the Angels. That's a crazy number. I might be on the Pirates just for that reason. Zach Littell, plus 135 for the Rays at the Diamondbacks. Brandon Pfaadt goes for the D-backs. Jose Quintana and the Brewers are at the Giants. Jordan Hicks going for the Giants, minus 135. And guess what, Rob?
What's that?
We're back in the saddle.
Oh, it's that day.
It's that day. Patrick Corbin Day.
Pat. You let us down. You won one.
The Texas Rangers send Patrick Corbin to the hill against the Sacramento Athletics. Osvaldo Bido. Made-up person, but I'm backing him. Minus 130. Give me the A's tonight on Patrick Corbin Day. And if I lose on Patrick Corbin Day 2 days in a row, maybe I just got to say, you know what, Patrick Corbin, you fix things. But like you said, I got to see it twice.
It ain't going to happen twice.
I got to see it twice. All right, that'll do it for us. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do this all over again. The Blitz coming up at 2. Good show. Fine program. You should check it out. We'll see you tomorrow.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios.